you're slumping a little bit, you got to get back to your game. You find the bounces on the special team. You take advantages when you have that. The Walleye have done such a good job all season on the power play, especially against teams like Cincinnati, Fort Wayne, rival teams. So if they can get on the power play tonight, get that early goal, get the momentum, and get going. Yeah, and you see those power play numbers. They are pretty close. 27.2 for Toledo, which is tied for the top spot. Cincinnati not too far behind at 24%. Little difference in the penalty kill for sure, but the goals for, goals against are not too far apart between these two teams. And right now, Toledo, yeah, they're kind of in a little bit of a funk. 3-5-2, I think is safe to say, with the way they've been going lately. And for an organization like this, anytime if you only get 3 wins out of 10 games, that is a slump. And that to some teams it may not be, but the Walleye have such a high standard, and they have such success all the time that this happens, and when it happens, you just kind of got to simplify things, settle everything down, allow the crowd to help you get that momentum up. You got such a great weekend. The Storm weekend, Hall of Fame, everything like that. Take advantage of it. Take all the moments in, but give these people a great show tonight. And we will honor those Hall of Fame inductees, a terrific class. You'll also hear from Jeff Lurg. I caught up with him a little while ago about going into the Hall of Fame. Great stuff, and that's all going to be on our broadcast today. So don't go anywhere. Let's have some hockey. Let's do this hockey thing today.
That sounds fantastic.
All right, Toledo and Cincinnati matching up in moments. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey.
I know I'm excited for the season, but our PA announcer, Bob, he's really excited.
Hey, T-Town, let's count 'em up. 1, 2, 3.
Participant. This time we ask the team captains for both teams skate over to the Zamboni entrance. And please welcome 13-year-old Cooper Rockets.
All right, folks making their way in still here to this great building, the Huntington Center, downtown Toledo. Got a ceremonial puck drop out there right now, and that is taken care of. Sam Cragg's doing the honors today for Toledo. And there's head coach Pat Mickish as we get to our goaltender matchup for today's game, and it will be the same one that I saw 2 nights ago down in Cincinnati. Simone, as John Lethleman will get the nod for Toledo. Now he has winless in his last 3, which and the numbers for John Lethleman, you know he's a better goaltender than those numbers would imply.
No, you absolutely do. John is such a quality goaltender. He's so simple. He's so, he's so steady in his gameplay all the single time that
But you saw it last season, right? He wins goaltender of the year. He did everything he had to do. Of course, the team was playing great in front of him, but he was so steady throughout the entire year that it allowed the team to play as well as they did. This year, the bounces haven't really been going his way, but like you talked about, he's such a good goaltender. He's going to find it. He's going to make those key saves for you. And the Storm tonight, hope that he's going to have that for them.
Yeah, and we are underway. Maybe one of the coolest looks we'll see most of the year between the color schemes that are out there. It's a lot of red, white, mixed in, and man, either way, with Cincinnati in town, this is a fun look today.
Oh yeah, beautiful look.
And we'll see how things get rolling. Right away, we're going to have an icing call. Cincinnati has been hit hard as of late with the injuries. And now, losing Andrusiak to yesterday, played out in San Jose.
Yeah.
He's actually coming back to them, but won't be obviously today.
Right.
So they are very short-handed going into today's game. Matter of fact, Nicholas Favaro is a defenseman who's going to play a regular shift on a line today.
It's
for
crazy when
head coach Jason Payne.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the stats, right? He's only had 11 games in his career, 1 point. A defenseman who's going to have to play forward. Their lineup has been battered by injuries. You even just look at their lineup chart. So many new names in there, names that you don't really recognize. But, it's like we talked about with the Walleye when you get guys to call-ups, get guys to injuries. It's opportunities for new guys to step up and have chances to play.
And they're going to charge right away as they score! Riley Sawchuk grabs Toledo an early 1-0 lead.
And instead of the fish on the ice, there's a nice-looking octopus, just like we saw last night. Great goal there by Riley Sawchuk. Really nice play. 42 seconds into the game, they're able to get this crowd excited. We talked about it in the pregame show. They haven't really had success in the offensive side of the game. They get it going less than a minute into this first period. Beautiful tic-tac-toe passing play. A nice bounce, like we talked about. Sometimes you need the bounces. Sawchuk bounces it right up the side of Boyko's skate. It goes up into the top shelf. Storm with a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, they've got it on the goal by Sawchuk from Lewandowski and Doucette. What a pass by Lewandowski again. We've talked about that a lot, but man, he can feed the puck, and he did there.
Yeah, he's just got such great vision. He's done it time and time again. A lot of the times, we've seen it on the power play. He does those little tip passes, makes such smart, simple plays, but they're beautiful looking. And obviously, you get a great one there. It's a nice tic-tac-toe from Doucette all the way down to Lewandowski there, right to Sawchuk, right into the back of the net.
McCourt with the puck, feeds it across. Bliss a one-timer. Boyko made the save on that. Centazzo spun around along the near side wall. Stepping up is McCourt. He's got the puck. Goes between the circles. Still with it. Shoots. Scores! And it's 2-0. A minute 28 in.
Well, we talked about the lack of offense in the pregame show that they've had over the last few games. I think a minute and 28 seconds. I think this is about as good of a start as you could have ever asked for. Great job on the battle of the wall there by Centazzo. The whole shift there, the Walleye kept that puck in the offensive zone. They're able to get that puck back. Riley McCourt's able to walk right down Main Street, put that right up in the top shelf with a very nice shot. Now you give the Walleye the Storm a 2-0 lead. 3 shots in, a minute 28 in. What more could you ask for?
We were using both yesterday.
Yes.
So Kendall and I, so you're welcome to go either way with it. As McCallion a shot off the opportunity coming back inside that Cincinnati zone. Sawchuk turns, fires, and a shot went off a leg and wide. Carson Denemy, we've talked about, he's out there right now with Chase Griesock and Riley Sawchuk. And Carson Denemy back in the lineup. Been a few weeks for him.
Yeah, and celebrated his birthday yesterday, so I'm sure he's excited to get back into the lineup now.
Yes, he is. And we're 2 minutes in, maybe some change as well. And boy, I'll tell you, a great start for Toledo tonight.
Coach Mickish talked about in the pregame show there, they had to get back to their style of play. Yesterday, that's what happened. They had moments, but as soon as they started to get away from their style of play, that's when Kalamazoo was able to jump on them. You're playing Cincinnati, a team you've seen so many times this year, like they talked about. You have to focus on your own game. The Walleye's game is getting in that transition offense, which you saw in the first goal, winning those offensive zone battles, which you saw in the second. Now you're already playing with a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, part of that breakdown we were talking about with Cincinnati being a bit shorthanded going into today's game. They were blanked last night 2-0 by Fort Wayne down in Cincinnati. Had trouble getting their offense going. And this is a team that can score. They average 4 games. So, just because you got a 2-0 early lead don't mean anything. And a setup in front. Big blast, Preppavesis. And that was turned away. Handled by Conlon Keenan. Or make that Brandon Cruz with the pass that's broken up by Panwar. And he'll take control of it over on the far side wall. Shots are 4-0. Score is 2-0 here in the early going. As Jalen Schmerich has it in behind the net. And he'll look and fire it up to center. Intercept Hawkins. Hawkins got it across the line. Centazzo was spun around a little bit. Going to be a delayed offside call. As Schmerich will carry it to center ice. Fired it in right on John Letherman. He'll steer that aside. Came back to Schmerich. Tried to feed it to the front of the net. That's blocked. And knocked loose to Bliss. Bliss taken down along the near side wall. And it's played in behind the net. Side note here with the Toledo Walleye wearing these Storm jerseys. Remember, this is a rivalry that goes back to the old ECHL times for Toledo. They were the Toledo Storm. They played Cincinnati. Matter of fact, the last series that was ever played in the Toledo Storm was a 3-game series, a best-of-5 against Cincinnati, and it only went 3. Cincinnati swept Toledo out.
Look, I mean, it's so cool when you get these historical weekends, right? Last season with the Gold Digger jerseys, this season getting to wear the Storm ones for the anniversary of the Riley Cup celebration. It's just so cool when you get to, take Toledo hockey history and implement it in today's Walleye.
But here's your sidebar note. A win today and Toledo's all-time ECHL record, it would be the 100th win.
I mean, that's
ever for Toledo ECHL against Cincinnati in the regular season.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's, sometimes things just line up, right?
Because the record right now, he'll give you the full record, 99 wins, 66 losses, and 15 ties all time.
Wow, that's, You know what? That sometimes things just line up perfectly, and it certainly seems like that's the case. Now, obviously, with the 2-0 start, it feels like it's a good start to the game, but now they got to make sure they take care of it, right?
There's 55 minutes still to go in the game, so we got a long ways to go yet. But here's a look at the goals quickly. Simone run through.
Yeah, you see a nice tic-tac-toe. Like you said, what a pass by Lewandowski there, but you get that fortunate bounce. Sawchuk was in a good position there, but you're able to get that nice bounce off of Boyko's foot. You get the other side there where McCourt's able to walk right down the middle of the ice untouched. That's a goal scorer's goal right there. You get the kind of the screen where the goalie's stuck in the middle of the net because he's got that kind of driving screen through the middle, so he's able to put it right in the top shelf where the goaltender can't get it. Gives the Walleye and the Storm a 2-0 lead here, just less than 5 minutes in.
Yeah, nothing like going bar down. It's a great feeling, isn't it?
It's the best. What can you say?
You know, as a man who's scored a number of goals in your career.
No, there's no better feeling. One, there's no better feeling when the puck goes in the net, but then when you give a little, extra flash to it, you can feel a little better about it.
Cruz going behind the net, centering pass, got to Anderson, tried to cut it back, and that was broken up by Vive, and a high flip out. Preppavesis will pick it up. Ahead to Cruz, that's knocked away, and Cincinnati will take as Panwar get it across the line. He'll fire a shot that goes deflecting wide. Handled up to the line, and another shot. That one got through. This one a blocker save for Letherman. Try in front of the net is broken up. Cincinnati trying to get some work done here in the offensive zone. Squibbed up to the line. Isaacson holds it in with a shot. That hit traffic in front, went off to the corner. Set up for Polino's intercepted, and Preppavesis will get it to center ice. Rolled across the line by Bliss, but turned quickly back by Cincinnati. Cyclones will get it into the Toledo zone. Grant Gabriel did not play in the game last night. Back in there today. Jake Willits, by the way, is a scratch. Well, he's out of the game today as it's picked up by Centazzo. Darian Pilon also was scratched today, and that was with Carson Denemy going into the lineup at the forward spot.
Yeah, it's that time of the year. You'll see a lot of lineup movement, some of it to call-up, some of it to injury, some where you're just trying to get some guys back involved into the games. It happens quite often, especially in these February, March months where a lot of the time, you won't even see the same lineup 2 nights in a row, especially now as NCAA seasons start to end, junior seasons start to end. You'll see more and more guys kind of come in and give, whether it's a tryout look or a different look at a different player, you'll just see a lot of different line combinations playing around with a bunch of different things. So it'll be interesting to see as the season moves on what type of moves Coach Mickish makes and where the lineup goes from here.
Craggs for the Walleye, plays it ahead to Greasock. He'll fire it in right on Boyko. He'll steer that aside. I actually asked Pat Mickish this the other night when he kind of switched the lines around a little bit, and I said to him, is part of that by design? Yeah, you're not scoring as many goals as you were earlier in the year, so you want to kind of mix things up a little bit. But he also brought up the fact that you don't want all of a sudden hit the playoffs and have guys that have never played with each other the whole season and have to kind of put them together. So you want to try to do that a little bit, as we're going to get a penalty call, the first of the game, and it's going to go against Toledo. And Adrian Beraldo is going to go in on the tripping call. Toledo with 2 quick strikes. Storm in front, 2-0. This is Toledo hockey.
Surgery was performed. He survived. Barney O'Connell came back the very next year.
All right, back here, Huntington Center, downtown Toledo. And a 2-0 lead in favor of the Toledo Storm, as Riley Sawchuk will take the draw to the right of goaltender John Leatherman.
Yeah, we're going to get our first chance here at the penalty kill. 82.3% on the season. Coach talked about in the pregame show, special teams so crucial, especially when you're playing 2 teams like this. Both teams just have very similar power play numbers, penalty kill numbers. It's such a battle where now you have a 2-goal lead here just under 8 minutes into the game. You want to get this kill and get that momentum so you keep it and you're able to continue through this first period.
And that 82.3 is 6th best in the league. Cincinnati's power play is also 6th in the league at 24%. We chronicled that back in the pregame.
Yep.
As it's thrown in to the Toledo zone. And to our left, knocked down, and, it was knocked down with a high stick. So it's whistled down. We'll have another face-off coming up. Sam Craggs, he'll see a lot of time, along with Conlon Keenan on the PK. They may go to the bench here as Trenton Bliss and Brandon Cruz will hop over.
Yeah, that was a great play there on that penalty kill. So as Cincinnati dumps that puck in, Sam Craggs wins that race all the way to the back. Because he wins that race, he forces the Cincinnati forecheckers to actually have to go around the net as opposed to go directly at him. So what he did was he didn't intentionally poke it upwards, but as he's able to poke it upwards, this forces the Cincinnati forward to have to make a play on it. And as he does, it's a high stick, which in turn puts the face-off outside of the zone, which is always what you want if you're on the penalty kill.
Yeah, and it forces it all the way back into the Cincinnati end. Shots are 5-2 on our Forest View shots on goal counter. Favor Toledo as it's driven in from center by Panwar. And try to knock it out to center ice. Will get helped along by Trenton Bliss, and down the ice it goes. And it is a Battery Wholesale penalty kill. Toledo has another minute 5 to work with. As Bjord Vikholm will bring it to center ice. Drops for Panwar. He's across the line, left it there for Schmerich. He'll go rink wide to Polino. Polino, top of the right circle, blasts it down and around where Schmerich will pick up. Schmerich goes rink wide, Polino, top of the right circle, gives way to Bjord Vikholm. Again to Schmerich, dropped again, Bjord Vikholm. Big blast from the line, he can wire it. And a stop there by Leatherman, sending it to the wall, and then Toledo able to clear once again with 35 seconds to go in the power play time.
Yeah, we talked about earlier with Cincinnati with all the different line changes they have, such a different roster. On top of that, now you see such a different special teams group because they're not necessarily able to practice as much with so many games. You're going to see guys who haven't had opportunities on the power play get them, guys in different positions. We're used to seeing Schmerich up top on the power play. Now he was playing on the left side in the last group. Now he's kind of almost playing a rover per se, but you get guys who are not in their comfortable positions. So even though Cincinnati has had such a good power play so far this season, I mean, working at 24%, you're genuinely getting probably about 4 to 5 different players than they're used to having. So the Walleye did a great job on that penalty kill there. Now go back to 5-on-5 hockey with 10 minutes left in this first period.
Yeah, Esperaldo gets across. He'll go to the bench. And the puck right at the side of the net. Left them in end to steer that aside. And McCallion will pick it up for Toledo. He'll just play it off the window. Brendan McCallion got it to center ice. Knocked down right along the near side boards and handle Bliss. He's going to carry. Look to weave his way across the Cincinnati line. He got it to center. And then it's knocked down McCallion. But controlled by Cincinnati as they'll play it right to the red line. And Jeffers will fire it in from center ice. Near side, Prapavesis will play it back for McCallion. And he'll feed it out to center ice. Bliss pass for Hawkins misses. Icing call coming against Toledo. A1 Accurate Limo, the premier limo service in Toledo, providing airport transfers from Toledo to Detroit Metro. Call 419-725-LIMO or book online, a1accuratelimo.com.
Yeah, looking at 9:26 here in this first period. The shots 5-3 in favor of the Storm right now. Kind of been a little bit slower because you had that penalty kill situation. Before that, it kind of slowed down the game a little bit. After the Storm got those first 2 goals, obviously things kind of slowed down a little bit. Wanted to see them get back into that offensive zone, start creating some opportunities once again. Get that chance and kind of get Boyko moving again, because after you're able to get those first 2, sometimes you can kind of rattle and get in the head of a goaltender, get him, thinking if this is his night or not. You want to get those shots again, get those quality opportunities.
Yeah, Toledo's been stymied here the last probably 5-6 minutes on the offensive side. Haven't really been able to generate too much. Of course, they were shorthanded. And under 9 to play in this opening period. Cole Frazier bangs it off the window to center. Grant Gabriel knocked that down. He'll leave it for Adrian Beraldo. Quickly ahead to Chase Greasock. Greasock will roll it in. Denemy to chase after it. Carson Denemy will pick it up. Takes a bump there. And able to work along the wall. Greasock gave way to Denemy. Wanted to go back to Greasock. That got intercepted though. And it's handled. Mike Curtin will drop it back. Curtin was just picked up. He had played 3 games about a week and a half ago with Maine. Been mostly out of the SPHL with Evansville.
Okay.
The Evansville Thunderbolts.
Okay, yeah. I mean, this is that time of year, right? Like you talked about, where injuries, call-ups. You're going to see a lot of guys coming in and out of the league down below. I mean, the Walleye did that, right? They picked up McCallion there. They had a player again a couple weeks ago there where they had with Lovin.
Yep.
So to be able to get those quality players, the pool of players nowadays is just so high from every single level. The number of players that are in the ECHL that could be in the AHL is substantial. Guys in the AHL to the NHL, and you get the guys from the SPHL, they come up to the ECHL and they're able to step right in because some of them have played in the ECHL before and now are just down there. Some are guys who have that opportunity coming out of school. So you get such a mixed bag of players, but such quality players that come from every single level that you never have to worry about when you get a call up that a player is not necessarily going to be able to figure it out right away.
As we get a whistle on an offside call that will halt play. With 7:32 to go in the opening period, it's Toledo 2, Cincinnati nothing. We'll be back. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey. Well, the group that's in supporting the late Barney O'Connell, who has gone into the Toledo Hockey Hall of Fame. There's a group of them right there. Look at that.
Look at that. All wearing the jerseys, the matching number 4s. That's amazing to see.
Yeah, that is the The Toledo Mercury's jersey. He also played for the Toledo Buckeyes, by the way.
Okay.
Barney O'Connell. That was back in the 40s.
Okay, yeah, you know what?
The Buckeyes played 1 year.
Okay, you know what? So I actually saw on social media the other day with the Walleye players trying to name all the former Toledo hockey teams, and you know what? I wasn't even able to get all of them. I was able to get, I think I got 4 or 5, just because some of, I mean, you know, everyone knows the Storm, the Gold Diggers, the Walleye, and I was able to get the Hornets, but I forgot about the Mercury, and I actually
the Blades.
The Blades,
yeah.
So you know what? So I got 4
Buckeyes,
of 7.
Yep.
So I think the more I do the broadcasting with you, the more that I'm able to kind of be in here, see the banners, get to experience it all, and the more today in hockey history we get to do, the more I'm going to learn.
Yeah, we won't have one today because we've got the interview with Jeff Lerg that I did, the second Walleye player to ever go into the Toledo Hockey Hall of Fame.
With Kyle Rogers.
Yep, alongside a one-time teammate of yours.
No, absolutely. It's awesome to see Lergy get that opportunity and get that honor. Such a tremendous goalie, someone who meant so much to the city. He was part of the teams that helped kind of turn this franchise around.
Yep.
Made, you know, highlight reel saves that were on Sports Center, but his stature is what made him so special. No one ever gives a goalie who's, you know, 5'7", 5'8", that opportunity, and to see the way he was able to play, his determination, it was just such a character to, you know, such a, you know, just so much admiration for him, honestly, is what it is. And it was proud to be his teammate, such an amazing person, great family man, and very happy for him and that honor to get to celebrate with his family. And I can't wait to see him get inducted and get to, you know, listen to what he has to say in the second intermission.
Yeah, it was a fun interview. We did it at the new area over with where they're showcasing the Hall of Famers.
Yeah, that's too cool.
Yeah, so it'll be a cool interview. You hear that in the second intermission today.
For sure.
As we have 6 and a few seconds left to go here in period number 1. Toledo still with a 2-0 lead. They scored very early. 2 goals in the first minute, 28. It's been quiet since. McCallion will drop for Craggs. He's going to look to change that. Quick wrister from the top of the circles goes wide. Grabbed along the near side wall by Cruz. Off for McCallion. Goes rink wide to McCourt. McCourt sidesteps a check as he got down into the corner. Puck played in behind the net, and it'll skirt by a referee, Rocco Stakowiak, who worked the game for Cincinnati and Fort Wayne last night. As it's played up to the line, Cruz set it across. McCourt with the goal today. Hands to Craggs. He'll fire a shot. That's blocked. And Craggs will get to it again. Dumped it down into the corner. Cruz, backhand pass, wanted Craggs. That got broken up and over on the far side wall. It's skated up to center ice by Cincinnati. They'll throw it in. Riley McCourt just took an incidental high stick. That was not spotted, so play continues 5-on-5 with Hawkins. Carrying to center ice, Brandon Hawkins will fire it in. And chasing after it is Bliss. Got it in behind the net. Cole Frazier will jump on that. He'll give it a high flip out to center ice. Kicked down by Centazzo, and he'll drive it in. Get the best possible bone joint muscle care. ProMedic Orthopedics. Stop hurting, start living. Learn more at promedica.org/ortho. Near side Bliss. Lays to the line. Gabriel. Set it across. Beraldo faked the drive towards the front of the net. Backed up and then threw it down into the corner. It's tipped off for Bliss. Bliss over in the far side corner. Tangled up there. Shots are 5-4 in favor of Toledo. We haven't had too much of that. Matter of fact, but mostly Cincinnati. I think they've had the last 3 in the game.
Yeah, it was a 4-0 shot advantage to start. So since those first 3 minutes.
Well, Centazzo just got one up high on Boyko. He made the stop. Picked up Beraldo. He's going to feed it across. Gabriel wanted a drop for Bliss. It got knocked away, cleared out by Cincinnati. Gabriel going to line it up quickly. Gets across the line. Centazzo drops Hawkins. Let a shot go. That went off a leg. Boy, McLean went down and blocked that. It stung him a bit. He's going to go straight to the bench.
That's never going to feel good, taking a shot from Brandon Hawkins off the shins. Even if you do have shin pads and you got that padding, I promise you it's not going to feel good.
And Centazzo lays it down into that zone of Cincinnati. Into our right. Cyclones will spin, and Frazier has it. Long pass to center for the one-time Toledo Walleye defenseman is tipped down into that Toledo zone. Rapavesis going to take a hit in behind the net. Doucette trying to help out. Squibs over to the far side wall and a setup in front. It goes on a shot that was off a leg. Never got to let them in, and it's out to center. Doucette with some room, carrying across the line. Left at Lewandowski. Backhand pass, wanted Doucette cutting. That got intercepted by Bjorvik Holm. That'll be handled back into the Toledo end, and Prapavesis jumps on that.
Yeah, the last couple of minutes here, you start to see kind of at that 5-minute mark, you start to see the Walleye kind of get back to their identity there. The previous shift by this line here of Sam Craggs, Brandon Cruz, and Colin Keenan, you saw where they kind of held the puck into that offensive zone. They're able to get some chemistry, able to move that puck around. That's what makes this team so good, when they have those opportunities to keep it in the offensive zone.
Shot by Keenan is held by Taylor Boyko, and we get a timeout on the ice. Back to the Huntington Center in a moment. Toledo 2, Cincinnati nothing. Says Toledo Hockey. Back here downtown Toledo, for the weekend Storm have the 2-0 lead over Cincinnati.
It may be a little bit bigger than the old sports arena, but I'm sure, this place has a lot of memories already in its handful of years, and I'm sure many more to come.
I've talked to a number of those former Toledo Storm players, and some of them who had not been here yet, or some have in previous years and come to games or whatever. And every one of them will tell you, they love the sports arena, but would love to have played at a building like this one. I'm just happy that Toledo has this facility now over the old sports arena.
It's what makes playing here so special, right? We've talked about it so many times where the fans make it amazing, but this facility is just, as far as this level goes, you don't have facilities like this very often, and you get the quality of fans, the treatment. Everything about this place is absolutely amazing. We're very lucky in Toledo to have the Huntington Center, not only just for the hockey side, but you get the concerts, you get the shows that come to town. The motocross was just here a couple weeks ago, right? You get to see so many cool things that you maybe wouldn't have been able to get at the sports arena with its size and its building and everything. So it's pretty amazing that a city like Toledo gets to have the Huntington Center along with Fifth Third Field.
Yeah, and offside there, and that moment, which will bring a face-off just outside that Toledo blue line. And Sam Craggs will come out to take the draw. Craggs, Keenan, and Cruz. Shots are 7-4 in favor of Toledo in this opening period. And one floated in on Letherman. He'll steer that aside. That ends up being the 5th shot of the game for the Cincinnati Cyclones, albeit one from neutral zone. Still counts as a shot, though. Went in.
Goaltenders love those ones.
Yeah, they
just
do.
Pads the stats, right?
Yeah. Want to have your save percentage go up? Those are the ones you want. From center ice as it's stumped all the way down by Keenan. This will slide into the Cincinnati end. Good collision down there in the corner. Schmerich knocked down. And Burnside going to tie it up for Cincinnati. Puck wristed free by Vive. And opportunity. Polino tried to clear it out. He couldn't. Held by Sonchuk. Off it goes for a quick drive by Keenan. That went off a leg and wide. Minute and a half remaining in period 1. Toledo with a 2-0 lead, scoring twice in the first minute and a half of this opening period. They got the lead right now as Sawchuk carries across the line. Got past Frazier, got just a piece of him, slowed him up a little bit. Puck came around the near side. Polino battled there with Carson Denemy. Denemy bounced off his stick, came up to the line. Gabriel's on it. Grant Gabriel with his pass over to Adrian Beraldo. He'll settle it down, throws it in behind the net with a minute left. And a squeak in front of the net. Grisak couldn't come up with that. Polino will, and Cincinnati away to center. Long pass deflected by Denemy. So we remind you, Walleye Hockey brought to you by Moriarty Machinery and Supply, helping build the Midwest since 1908 with a puck out of play. A face-off coming up in the Toledo zone.
Yeah, 45 seconds to go here in this period. You want to make sure as a Walleye that you don't give up any grade A opportunities. They've done a good job getting those 2 goals right at the beginning of the game there, getting that 2-0 lead. Now you're down, right? We've talked about before where the last 2 minutes and the first 2 minutes of every single period are crucial. You did an amazing job in those first 2 minutes to get 2 goals, to give yourself that lead. Now you're looking at 45 seconds here. Get that puck out of the zone. Get the puck deep into the Cincinnati end. You don't need to give up anything going into that intermission.
Face-off will be to the left. Goaltender John Letherman. And on the draw, it's Anderson. Just chip it out to center. Like you said, at worst case, you'd just like to go to the intermission at 2-0.
No, absolutely. That's exactly what you want. You want to just, at this point, you don't need to get a goal. You just want to drain out the clock and not give up any opportunities.
Anderson,
no reason to give a team momentum.
Passes it up to center ice. Bliss down the near side wall to Hawkins. Back to Bliss. And he had Centanzo cutting. Puck goes right to the side of the net. And Boyko able to knock it down and cover with 17.2 seconds remaining in this opening period of play.
Well, they did a good job of getting that puck out of the zone, but I guess Brandon didn't want to listen to me and he wanted to try and score a goal instead to maybe get some momentum. But
yeah, looking to make it a 3-goal lead.
He's lucky I like him. He's going to make me look bad here on air.
But you know what, though? If he scores from there, yeah, you'll have fun talking about that even more.
And the best part is it wouldn't be the first time he's done it.
That is true. As the face-off will be in the right circle, Cincinnati zone. Sam Craggs is on the draw. They're going to wave him out of the face-off circle. Conlon Keenan will have to go in and grab it. He'll stand in and take it. Puck is down, and it's won by Cincinnati, but Bjorvik home turned it over. Handed it right to Keenan. Off for Cruz. Got a man cutting. It's sent in front by Anderson. And it went wide to Craggs. He's got it with 5 to go in the period. Let a shot go. That was blocked. It'll come up to the line. Craggs, turnaround chance. Deflected wide, and that's away. The first period comes to a close here in downtown Toledo. Riding the storm out tonight. And Toledo with a lightning strike early. Minute and a half in. Riley McCourt with a goal. Riley Sawchuk with a goal. The Rileys are wild in the first as Toledo leads it 2-0 after 1. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey. All right, back here at the Huntington Center, downtown Toledo. We got a 2-0 lead for the Toledo Storm over the Cincinnati Cyclones. Matt Melzak, Simone Denis here in the broadcast booth. We start our first intermission report with a corner dental check-in. And joining us just outside the locker room right now is Toledo Walleye assistant coach Alden Hirschfeld. And Alden, boy, I'll tell you what, you want a fast start. 2 goals, I'll give you 2 goals, minute 28 in. That's as fast as you can go, I think.
Yeah, it's good to see on our toes, ready to go. You know, that's what we want. We want to be ready to go, play behind them, and get in. You know, obviously you don't always score on the first shift, but when you do, it's a good thing.
Hirsch, obviously a little bit different for you this weekend. You grew up in the Toledo area, growing up around the Storm. Talk about what it means just to get to kind of, you know, emulate something that you grew up enjoying and watching, wanting to be a member of the Storm. Obviously you had a great career here in Toledo. Just talk about getting to, you know, represent that Storm identity.
Yeah, it's cool. We were kind of talking about it again before the game today, and you know, on the bench with the players, you know, and just bringing it back, the fact of, you know, how they started and, you know, what they went through in the battles, and, you know, the opportunities they were given and the chances, and, you know, how they won those championships and what it's going to take. But, you know, the biggest thing that was cool was how they all came back and they were still so close in a family. And then, you know, at the luncheon yesterday, just getting to hear them tell stories, you know, about the past and, you know, what it took to win the championships.
Always great stuff, Alden. Appreciate it. Best of luck the rest of the way. Let's get a win today,
Yep.
all right?
Thanks to you both.
Thanks, all right, that is Alden Hirschfeld with our Corner Dental check-in. Let's join PA announcer Bob Vergils right now as we look at the 2024 Toledo Hockey Hall of Fame class.
He recovered.
And there is your 2024 Toledo Hockey Hall of Fame class. An outstanding group. And they're into the Toledo Hockey Hall of Fame. And we'll see what the next group will be coming up. And the next time we welcome in a new class to the Toledo Hockey Hall of Fame. Great group. Some amazing individuals and some amazing stats that just got ran through by Bob Vergils. Great stuff. Hey, stay with us. We'll be back here to downtown Toledo in just a moment in a 2-0 game. This is Toledo Hockey. Toledo 2, Cincinnati 0 after one period of play. Great to see the new class, the Toledo Hockey Hall of Fame, and some names that have gone in. Alex Hicks, by the way, joins Rick Judson as one of those players that's in both the ECHL Hall of Fame and the Toledo Hockey Hall of Fame. With his addition, you get Ian Duncan, who, you know, I was surprised it went this long before he got in when you look at the numbers that he put up as a member of those Toledo teams that won back-to-back Riley Cups. So, I mean, there's some great names. Obviously, Jeff Lerg, you know very well.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's just so cool to see that hockey history, right? Guys from all walks, from different teams, you know. You get such a cool variety. You get Claude Noel, who was a coach all the way up to the National Hockey League. You get guys like Jeff Lerg, only the second-ever Walleye representative. So, cool to see guys from all different decades, and obviously get to celebrate the Kelly Cup teams over this weekend. It's just so cool to see all the history that gets involved with this, all the amazing people, and, you know, that's where they get the moments like they had on their lunch, or I'm sorry, on the induction on Friday night, where they get chances to tell their stories, to thank their families. So many people go into the opportunity to play hockey professionally. You know, you have the support of your family, your loved ones. So many people sacrifice, and, you know, for those guys to get rewarded with the ultimate, you know, Toledo goal as it being part of the Toledo Hockey Hall of Fame, it's incredibly special, and I'm sure, you know, each and every one of them, I'm sure it means a lot to them.
Yeah, it's very interesting, because I love looking back at, you know, especially some of the players that have played in, you know, on teams that obviously you and I weren't alive for at all. And you look at guys like Barney O'Connell, who went in and played all the way back in the 40s in Toledo, and you start looking at what they were able to do, and look at that, the Toledo Mercuries and Barney O'Connell, and how good of a player he was. You the game was obviously a lot different back then. But man, they had some great teams, and they had and he was a terrific player as well. So you start looking, Claude Noel.
Yeah.
I mean, the Toledo goalie, we forget. You think about him as coach because he coached in the National Hockey League, but the guy could really play.
Oh, yeah. You forget how, it's a different decade, right? It's a different time, but you see video clips like this. It's just these are the people that laid the foundation for the Walleye to be where we're at today, for us to get an opportunity to speak on this platform. These are the people that paved the way. There are just so many lifelong memories, and you've got so many Toledo fans that have been fans for decades, and they've just rode in throughout the, they've ridden the ride throughout the entire fact of life. You see Alex Hicks here, just a character, right? These are the kind of guys that make hockey in Toledo so special. Like they talked about, another guy who's in both the ECHL Hall of Fame and the Toledo Hall of Fame. Then you get to move now to today's age, right? You get Jeff Flurg, a person on the Walleye, the first person in the Hall of Fame that I actually had a chance to play with. So I don't know if that makes me feel old, but it was just so cool to get to play with him. And, such an incredible goalie we talked about with his stature. It's very rarely do you see someone of that size get an opportunity to play professional hockey. Not only that, but to be as successful as he was. Such a great career in Toledo when he went overseas in France. Just amazing to see, and just so happy for him and for every single one of those inductees.
Yeah, and there you saw. I love that last clip of him working, because there's nobody that got into the zone better than Jeff Flurg, huh?
No, there were certain guys you would talk to before the game and you'd kind of joke around with. He was as dialed in as you could ever imagine a player to be, but you know what? It worked for him, and you got to give him all the credit in the world, and he's truly earned his way into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he was a guy, when he walked in the door to the building, he was already in game mode at that point.
There was no stopping him.
Nobody dialed in more. There you go. That's that look once again at the 2024 Toledo Hockey Hall of Fame class. All right, stay with us when we come back here to downtown Toledo. Simone and I look back on that first period. It felt like an ambush from the Toledo Storm days, the way they got off to the quick start tonight with 2 goals in the first minute and 28 seconds. And we'll show you how they got that 2-0 lead when we return. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey. Every year, and then now we bumped to every other year.
Gotcha.
Back here, the Huntington Center, downtown Toledo, the Toledo Storm with a 2-0 lead over the Cincinnati Cyclones. Our first period intermission report is brought to you by Huntington Bank and by Corner Dental. Back here in the broadcast booth, Matt Melzak, Simone Denny, as we take a look at the highlights from that first period of play. And Simone, as we get into it, we wanted Toledo to have a fast start. Boy, this is as fast as you could probably do it.
It's absolutely 38 seconds into the period. You get that goal from Riley Sawchuk. Beautiful tic-tac-toe passing there from Lewandowski, Doucette, and Sawchuk there to get that goal. You get that bounce we talked about. They've been struggling on offense. You get that goal 38 seconds in. The crowd gets loud. You get the bounce that you're looking for. Less than a minute later, you get this opportunity. Riley McCourt able just to walk down Main Street untouched, able to make a beautiful shot in the top corner.
Yeah, what a start. What a shot by Riley McCourt underneath the bar over the right shoulder of Talon Boyko. And you saw, give Brandon Hawkins some credit there. He doesn't get an assist, but he was in front creating a screen.
Exactly, yeah. He's able to win that battle against the Cincinnati defender. As he does that, what it does is it just causes the goalie slightly to stay into the middle of his net. You can see when McCourt takes that shot that the goalie is actually centered in the net as opposed to sliding to that left side, so it gives him that opportunity in the top corner. But as you saw, there was no other highlights the rest of that period. It was a very, slow period, I would say, the rest of the way. The shots weren't really there for either team. No really quality scoring chances. Both goalies played well, and they did all they needed to do. But now the Storm want to come out here hot to start the second period.
Yeah, you look at the shots were 8-6 in favor of Toledo in that opening period of play. Cincinnati did have a power play chance, but Toledo did a great job on that penalty kill. Didn't allow really anything. I think one shot on that 2 minutes.
Exactly. We've talked about Cincinnati's playing with a depleted lineup tonight, so you have new people on that power play. The Walleye did a good job pressuring them. Sam Craggs did a great job on the first clear. Brandon Cruz had a great clear. They did a good job pressuring Cincinnati, not allowing them to set up, not allowing them to get into any sort of routine, which allowed the Storm to be able to get that penalty kill killed off and then continue to play throughout that period.
The
Storm.
Yeah,
the Storm.
Good job. You got it in there.
I'm figuring
you've
it out.
You've been trying to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go either with either one.
Sure,
it's fine.
For sure.
I mean, we're used to the Walleye all the time.
Of course.
So
you get to change it up for the weekend,
right? Yeah, just for the weekend with the Toledo Storm, and hopefully they can come away with the win. They're 40 minutes away from that with this 2-0 advantage over Cincinnati. Second period is next. This is Toledo Hockey.
Everyone is really excited for Walleye hockey, but our announcer Bob, he's really excited.
One minute remaining. 1 minute.
Thanks, Bob.
You're welcome.
All right, back here at downtown Toledo, we're ready to start the second. Toledo with a 2-0 lead over Cincinnati. Toledo will go right to left here in period 2. They got a record of 10-1-1 on this season when they have led after 1 period of play. So we'll see if those numbers hold. Cincinnati is 2-10-2 when trailing after 1. Prapavesis will set it up for Anderson. Long pass ahead has Craggs. See if Toledo has a burst of energy like they did to start the game here in the second. Burnside took a hit along the near side wall. Goes Prapavesis. Threw it down into the corner. Keenan chasing after it there. Got the steal. Conlon Keenan going behind the net. Plays it all the way up to the line. Matt Anderson. He tried to go back to Keenan. That kind of pass got deflected a little bit. And it'll be sent back into the Toledo end of the ice. And they'll just feed it all the way back down. But Cruz is going to win the race down. So that's going to force Boyko out of his net to play it. And he does over to Schmerich. And his long pass misses. And this time it will be an icing call because Matt Anderson wins the race down.
Yeah, that's a big play right there. Just because the Cincinnati Cyclones, as soon as they ice that there, they're already 49 seconds into a shift to start the period. You can imagine Kai is maybe breathing a little bit heavy. You get that group that scored that goal right in the first period there with Sawchuk, Doucette, and Lewandowski coming out right here for this face-off to try to get an all-zone opportunity.
And it will be Sawchuk on the draw. We remind you, we don't expect you to know insurance terms like we know hockey's. That's why Auto Owners Insurance and Montgomery Nichols a partner to make your insurance experience easy and understandable. McCallion sent it rink wide. It's grabbed by McCourt. He'll fire a shot at, going wide, but gloved anyway by Talon Boyko. He'll hold on to that.
Play like that may seem very innocent there, but Talon Boyko knows exactly what he's doing. He had his guys, like we just talked about there, where his guys are tired after a shift and it was on an icing call. Even though that puck was going wide, by him covering it, it allows his defenseman and his entire unit there to be able to change, to get fresh guys back on the ice, to be able to go right against the Storm here in the defensive zone faceoff.
And they will line up here. The opportunity for the draw. Sawchuk to take it. Minute and a second gone in the second period. And off the draw, Doucette a shot. It wouldn't go. Hit the post and went right to Boyko, and he's able to cover. Oh my.
What a beautiful face-off play there. It's funny, you could see right before there, Sawchuk and Doucette actually talked about it. So you could see the second he pushes forward, you see Doucette lunge forward towards the net. They both had that plan the entire time there. Not often does it actually work to perfection. Right there it did. All you needed was that little bit of an inch there on the side of the post to sneak in, but what a great opportunity there.
Another face-off win for Toledo. Back-to-back in the draw category. They actually won more face-offs than they lost in the first.
They did. 9-5 were the face-offs there for the Storm there in the first period. And
they get a look right at the side of the net. Doucette is robbed by Talon Boyko.
You talked about it real quick there. Getting face-off wins is huge. You possess a puck right off the bat there. It creates opportunities like that. You get Doucette at the side of the net there. What a save by Talon Boyko. Doing everything he can to keep Cincinnati in this game. But the walleye there. Great shot by Sawchuk. Really nice little play there. McCallion over to Doucette, but Talon Boyko reaches across. We've talked about before, 6'7", such a large frame, but to be able to get post to post there and get that glove out just shows the athleticism that he has.
Now he's keeping Cincinnati in the game. Puck deflects up into the netting along the near side wall, and that easily could have been 2 goals right in a row. A win against Talon Boyko. One of them hit the post.
Yeah.
That one, he makes the save on.
Yeah, I think Doucette might be kicking himself a little bit there after that last shift. 2 grade A opportunities, including that one right off the post. But you know what? He's such a talented individual there that he's going to get more than enough of his fair share of scoring opportunities and goals at Hillberry.
Interesting to see. As we get the icing call against Cincinnati, Jack Jefferson, Trent Bliss having a big chuckle out there on the ice. Yeah, talking about something out there. They were both laughing.
That's what you get at the end of the day. We're all playing a kid's game here, enjoying the sport of ice hockey. Sometimes it's good to just enjoy a good laugh.
Yeah, well, they certainly did there. Face-off will be to the right of Talon Boyko. And the puck is down, and that squibs between the circles, but grabbed by Cincinnati, and they'll push it out to center ice. Toledo's there to drive it right back in the form of Grant Gabriel. Cole Frazier for the Cyclones. Well, get it up to the line, not out yet. Knocked away from him by Hawkins, and Centazzo will keep it alive. Fired a shot, that's stopped. Racing up was Grant Gabriel, able to play it in behind the net. Centazzo laid it for Hawkins. He'll fire a sharp angle shot. It's gloved by Boyko, and he'll hold on again.
Walleye doing a good job so far of getting that, or I'm sorry, the Storm doing a good job so far of getting that possession there in the offensive zone. We talked about right before there, getting those face-off wins is crucial. In the first period, winning 9-5. Now you've done a good job so far. I would say they've won 3 of the first 4 so far of this period. So they're getting good opportunities. It's allowing them to get offensive zone time. They're getting the pucks in the net. You can see already the shots up to 12-6. So the Walleye out shooting Cincinnati 4-0 here in the first 2 minutes.
And Cincinnati going to try to change that. Panwalk set it in behind the net. Polino wraparound try, and Letherman kept that out. Worked up to the line, but not out yet. Held in by Cincinnati. 5 for Polino. Polino over on the far side wall, and it knocked away. And Carson Denemy will pick it up. We're able to roll it ahead. Craggs has it with Grisak on his left. He goes to his right instead for Prapavesis. He got it down into the corner. Burnside knocked it loose from him. Prapavesis along with Craggs trying to keep it alive, but they won't, as Cincinnati will turn it back to center. Matt Anderson will flash it right back in. Played in his 100th professional game a night ago. Schmerich will play it up to center ice for Burnside. He gets across the line, shot right on, and it's held by John Letherman. First shot he has faced in this period. Makes the save on it.
Yeah, Matt Anderson, 100 games in his professional career, having a great season so far. 38 games, 20 points, 8 goals already for the defenseman. Just incredible statistics for him, and he's just been having such a good season. It's great to see someone be able to come in and play that strong offensive game as a defenseman, but also providing that strong defense as well. You've got guys, him and Riley McCourt, both able to just play so skilled offensively and just create so much stuff to help that team continue to move that puck forward.
As the puck gets moved forward down into the Cincinnati zone, Cyclones trying to clear it out. Looking to hold it up at the line was McCourt, but it's worked out, and that's going to slide all the way down and into the Toledo end. Letherman out of his net. He'll give way to McCallion. McCallion flipped ahead. Lewandowski off for Sawchuk. Got it across the line, and Sawchuk will take a bump as he played it down into the corner. Lewandowski to chase after it, and it's worked along near side. Doucette bumping it down into the corner. Lewandowski after it there. Kalasic will play it away from him up the far side wall. McCourt to hold it in with the help of Lewandowski. Offered Doucette. It hopped off of his stick, but came right to Bliss. He'll fire for the top corner of the net, but Boyko with a glove save, and he holds.
Boyko has done a really good job here in this second period, just being square to the shooters. He doesn't have to do anything special. This one, a really nice opportunity for Trenton Bliss there right in the slot. He gets a good shot onto it, but you can see Boyko all the way up at the edge of his crease there. What it does, especially as a 6'7" guy, it cuts down the angle, so it doesn't allow Trenton Bliss much of an opportunity outside of picking a perfect corner, which he wasn't able to do there. But you see the Walleye continuing to get that O-zone pressure. They're going to keep getting those pucks towards the net, and they're going to get opportunities.
Hawkins off the draw, handed it across, shot by Beraldo, and that's swallowed up by Boyko. And Toledo continues to fire towards the front of the net in this game.
Yeah, really nice setup play there on that one there. You can see as soon as they won that faceoff, Hawkins is looking for either an opportunity to come across the top of that faceoff circle and get that shot, or what he's looking for is that defenseman coming in on the back door. That one there, they're able to find the defenseman. You'll see here as they set up, as Hawkins is there, he's either going to look for the shot or look to get to Gabriel for a shot.
He
just
did.
Like that.
Gabriel blasted it wide. It went off the glass. It came all the way out to center, giving Cincinnati an opportunity. And a shot turned on by Favaro, but steered away by goaltender John Letherman. Hawkins will turn it in behind the net. Toledo in period 2 has outscored opponents 62-56 on the year. Oh, +6 in this period is Bliss. Set it across Centazzo to Hawkins. He scores! And he churns the butter. with the celebration. The Alex Hicks move for Brandon Hawkins.
That is absolutely awesome right there. What an ode to a Toledo, now a Toledo Hockey Hall of Fame legend right there. And you know what? I guarantee you Alex Hicks is somewhere in this arena just feeling so good about seeing that happen right there. Beautiful passing play, just like the first one there. You get a tic-tac-toe opportunity. Hawkins, it starts with him in the neutral zone there, actually, as he gets that puck at the red line, tips it past Cole Frazier. As he's able to come up the ice, Trenton Bliss, or he drops it to Trenton Bliss, who makes a beautiful pass there right over to Centazzo. Instead of shooting there, Centazzo does a great job actually of finding Hawkins' back door there, getting him another goal opportunity.
And another one. Conlon Keenan buries it for a 4-0 lead. As you were saying, a turnover leads to a goal for Conlon Keenan. He had gone 7 games without a point. Not anymore.
Turnovers. It starts right there. A forecheck effort by Sam Craggs. A tremendous job. Sam will not get an assist on that play, but man, does he ever start that with that forecheck on Schmerich. Brandon Cruz makes that beautiful pass down to Conlon Keenan, and he makes no mistake putting that into the top shelf. The Storm 2 times now, goals in bunches. In the first period, they did it in a minute 28. This one here, they did in about, I would say, maybe 20 seconds.
Yeah, it was quick after Brandon Hawkins got his goal at 4:36. At 4:49, Toledo makes it 4-0. Just 13 seconds apart. As Trenton Bliss got a helper along with Centazzo on the Hawkins goal, his 21st on the year. Then the 15th of the season for Conlon Keenan from Cruz and Craggs. And Craggs did get a helper on that because he forced the puck free.
You know what? He deserves it on that one. So great play there. Conlon Keenan, like you said, picking up his 16th goal of the year. Feels good for him after not having a point there in the past 7.
You know, Brandon Hawkins had gone 5 straight games without a point.
You know what? I gotta wonder if that's the longest stretch of his career, honestly.
I looked up going
Walleye career at least.
I looked up, by far.
Yeah.
In Walleye, because the last time he had gone 4 games without having a point was back in January of 2020.
Okay, yeah. So
when he was with the Wheeling Nailers.
Right. Yep. In between Wheeling and Wilkes-Barre that year. So, great for those guys. Obviously, right now things are going the right way here, getting that 4-0 lead. We talked about at the beginning there. The shots are 8-2 this period and just over 5 minutes of hockey so far. So the Storm are doing a good job getting that attack up the ice, creating the pressure, and more so creating those Cincinnati turnovers. Coach Mickish talked about they had to get back to their identity and worry about their game. They're doing a great job of that so far through this first period and a half, and now they have to continue to do so.
Yeah, they lead at 4-0 right now, and there's still 14 minutes to go in this second period. Well, that's something to keep in mind. There's still a lot of hockey left with a team that can score at 4 goals a game in the Cincinnati Cyclones. And Bjorn Vikholm has it. Carries to center ice. Reese Harsh started his pro career as a Walleye. Played it into the Toledo end. And it's taken by Bliss. Trenton Bliss got a couple of assists. And that 7-game point streak that got snapped. But right back into the point-producing department for Trenton as it's lifted in and wide of that Cincinnati net. Played around near side. Centazzo knocked it down. And a battle there with Favaro. It came free to Bliss. He's got it. Backhanded it. Tried to get it over to Hawkins. Nick tipped down into the corner. Played up the near side wall, and it's out. Grabbed by Adrian Beraldo. Off for Centazzo, and a high flip will land in the Cincinnati zone. Cyclones are on it there. They'll just feed it right back out to center, and Beraldo will pick that up. Our friends at Life Connection of Ohio want to remind you, organ donation's the ultimate power play. Say yes, saving lives at lifeconnection.org. As we've gone past 7 minutes gone here in the second. Toledo with those back-to-back goals. In the opening period, they scored in less than a minute apart, 42 seconds and then 1:28. In the second period, they scored at 4:36 and 4:49.
Yeah, 2 goals in 13 seconds isn't too bad, but you know what? It's now they've done a good job in both periods, like we talked about. They're getting goals in bunches. Now you have to find the rest of that period there where you're able to fill that time with good quality hockey, and they're doing so right now. You want to see them continue to get those offensive opportunities as they have so far.
Yeah, Brandon Cruz, nice flip past Jalen Schmerich. Chase after the puck. It's sent in front of the Cincinnati net, but 5 was there to take it away. And Polino will drive it in to that Toledo end. Grabbed by Prapavesis, and he'll feed it up to center ice. Knocked away from Doucette. And Schmerick will play it up to center ice. Isaacson got across the line, left it. Panwar threw it down into the corner. Doucette bounced off a check. Look out there. Prapavesis went down away from the play. Penalty call coming, going to be against Cincinnati. As Sonchuk sets for Doucette. Into the right circle. Has Anderson tipped it to the front of the net. Steered away by Boyko. Not touched up yet by Cincinnati. Extra skater is on. That's Hawkins. And he'll look for the shot. First it's Lewandowski though. Oh, he went for the toe drag and the puck didn't come with him. And it ends up being whistled down. Timeout on the ice. Toledo's going to go to their first power play chance of the night. They lead it 4-0 over Cincinnati. We'll be back. This is Toledo Storm Hockey churning the butter here in downtown Toledo, and a 4-0 advantage. Sahil Panwar, so he's in the penalty box. That puts Toledo on the power play for the first time in this game. A power play that is second in the league at 27.2%, going against a penalty kill that currently sits at 76.1. That's 22nd in the ECHL as McCourt sets it across. Shot by Hawkins is deflected up and out of play.
Big opportunity here on the power play, like you talked about. 27.2. They did a good job on their penalty kill earlier in this game. Now the Storm are going to get an opportunity on the power play here. Such quality players out there. We've talked about it so often there. Brandon Hawkins, Brandon Cruz, Trenton Bliss, Oren Santazo, Riley McCourt. You have numerous goal scorers from tonight already on the ice. A lot of points out there. They're going to have a chance here to get themselves a 5-goal cushion on a big power play here.
Yeah, let's see what they can do with this man advantage. They've been good against Cincinnati this year. 15 of 46 on the power play. That's just under 33% in conversion rate. And I mentioned it, Friday night, their 2 goals came on the power play against Cincinnati's penalty kills. Santazo has the puck, leaves it for Hawkins, just outside the left circle. He'll work in the end to our left as Cruz goes rink wide with a pass to McCourt. McCourt back to Hawkins. Hawkins left circle, goes rink wide, has it complete to Cruz, trying to let the shot go, but he fanned on it. It's pushed out to center ice. Toledo will reload. Bliss to Hawkins down the near side wall, left it McCourt. McCourt goes over to Cruz, right circle. Cruz set up Santazo, trying to pass it across the goal mouth to Bliss. That got blocked, came right back to Oren. He'll play it all the way to the blue line for Hawkins. Off to McCourt, back to Hawkins. Will he shoot it? No, he's going to hold it and gets into the left circle before he shoots. He scores! Power play goal to make it 5-0.
You give Brandon Hawkins that much time, he's going to find a lane and he's going to put that puck right into the back of the net there. Absolutely beautiful shot there. Now picking up his 22nd of the season. You can see right here, as soon as he fakes that first one, what happens is that you have 2 Cincinnati defenders that are actually one on top of another there. So they're double screening the goaltender. Boyko doesn't even have a chance to see that puck until it's coming by him when he's trying to squeeze that arm down. Hawkins with a nice fake shot there, and as soon as he starts to pull that puck over, there is no doubt that that puck was going to have the opportunity to get past the goaltender. Picks up goal number 22, point number 51.
Now it's a 5-goal cushion.
ECHL league leader in points is Brandon Hawkins. We mentioned it. He went 5 games without a strike. But boy, he's getting back in a big way here tonight.
Absolutely he is. You know what? This is a game that it feels like this entire club needed after that, the struggles that they've had there over the past 7 games, really, even though they've picked up that 1 victory in that 7 games there. This is a game they've needed to be able to get up. Now, mind you, we are 10 seconds into the second half of this game, so we're still 30 minutes of hockey left in this game. So there's a lot that can happen out here. So you definitely want to see them continue to get that pressure, to continue to attack, and the opportunities to get more goals potentially are going to be there.
96th goal in a Walleye uniform for Brandon Hawkins, which pushes him past Kyle Bonus for the 3rd most all-time in Toledo Walleye hockey history. He trails only Shane Birchback and Evan Rankin. Timeout on the ice. We'll be back to the Huntington Center in a moment in a 5-zip game. This is Toledo Walleye hockey. Nothing is our score. The Toledo Storm have the lead over the Cincinnati Cyclones. A 5-0 advantage. Face-off will be just outside the Cincinnati blue line. And in this first half of the game, doing Simone what they needed to do. You got a team that lost 2-0 last night, a bit short-handed. You go and you make them go uphill. And they've really made them go uphill today.
Oh, have they ever? Now being a 5-0 advantage. The shots this period alone are 11-4. Storm have just done such a good job this period attacking, getting that puck towards that net, causing pressure in front of Boyko that's going to basically just eliminate his eyes. And that's what you saw in that last goal there. But you talked about it. They're playing with 8 forwards and 1 defenseman playing up on the wing. You have to attack a team like that. They've done that exactly so far. Now you got to take this next, essentially 29 minutes of hockey and really continue that pressure, not give anything up.
Favaro will carry it out to center ice for Cincinnati. They'll get across the line, and it's dumped down in behind the Toledo net. Craggs will play it up the far side wall. Anderson had it knocked away by Bjordvik Holm. Came into the near side corner, and Prapavesis will play that. EAO Sports, a great athletes train, and athletes become great. Train with the pros, train with us up. You reach your full potential. Call 409-481-6437 as Prapavesis gets to center and drives it into the Cincinnati zone. And the puck dropped back into the Toledo end, and out of his net to play it is John Letherman. He'll hand it off to Set near side. Spins it up to center ice, and then it's golfed backwards, but Vive will get it. And Vive will play it down into the Toledo zone. Big hit by Beraldo on Vive. You can hear that one clanging up here. Shots are 20-10 in favor of Toledo, so they're 2-1 in that regard. Lewandowski dropped it for Doucette, trying to get to the front of the net. He couldn't pull the trigger on the shot, and it'll be turned the other way. Polino able to stride across the line, pass across. Lewandowski after it. It'll be down low to Panoir. His centering pass is blocked and grabbed by Gabriel. Long pass out to center, and Doucette and to try to settle it down, and it got knocked away when he did. And Gabriel will have to play it again from his own zone. Handed it off there to Sawchuk. Turned over there. And Panoir was looking for it in front of the net, but rolled away from him.
I think one thing you'd like to see the Storm start to do once again is move that puck up ice. A lot of times right now you're seeing plays at their own blue line in their own defensive zone where they're kind of chipping it back to the defenseman. At times that's great when it works, but right now you're in situations where you'd rather get that puck moving north.
And we had a collision as Cole Frazier and Brandon Hawkins colliding, and I think we're going to get a penalty call coming here on this play.
I think, to be absolutely honest with you, that looked like an extremely innocent where they both just kind of ran into each other at an awkward time. Cole Frazier went down. Brandon Hawkins is going to get the penalty for interference. In all honesty, you can see Brandon Hawkins right now isn't too happy with the call. You can't blame him because it really seemed like they just kind of ran into each other there.
Yeah, incidental contact for sure. Brandon Hawkins wasn't even looking at him. He was looking at the puck.
There was no intention on that hit whatsoever, but unfortunately there you can see I think he may have taken that hit for the worst there in an area as a man that doesn't necessarily feel too good.
Well, it's a 5-0 game. They'll get 2 minutes to sit. Hopefully 2 minutes. As Polino will set it up for Bjornvik Holm. Over to Schmerich. Try there. Goes high and wide. Clangs off of the window. And look out to center ice. Anderson was trying to jump up. Schmerich did just enough to hold on to it. Cincinnati leads the ECHL in shorthanded goals. They have 9. Toledo's in a group that is tied for second with 6 on the year in the shorthanded department. Matt Anderson has 2.
Yeah.
Sam Craggs has 3. Remember, looking for that 4th one that would break a tie with Alden Hirschfeld for the Walleye all-time single-season mark of shorthanded goals.
And Lewandowski with the other. I remember that because it was the last game that I did.
There it is. It's good memory on your part. You haven't lost that yet.
Not just yet, right? Give it some time.
6:40 to go here in period 2. Puck controlled by Cincinnati as Polino has it. Polino goes across to Schmerich. He'll fire a shot at John Letherman. Swallows that up and he'll hold on.
Yeah, John Letherman hasn't been busy so far this period there. Just a 5th shot there from the Cyclones. Nice quality shot there by Schmerich, but it's easy as a goaltender like John Letherman as he gets up on the edge of his crease there when you're able to swallow that right into the middle of your chest. They always say that the goalie's always good. Goalies are always great when you aim at the middle of their chest. Somehow those saves seem to be very easy for them, but he's able to swallow up that rebound, not give a second opportunity.
That's the key part out of that, right?
Exactly.
If the puck hits you and you're able to swallow it up, that's different.
Exactly.
As Polino tries to label a top corner there. Missed it, and it clanged all the way out to center. Bjornvik Holm will go back into his own zone to play. He's going to drop it back to no one. Panwar will have to be the one to run it down.
You know, we talked about earlier, this is where you get in those situations where Cincinnati is playing on power play units with guys that they haven't necessarily played with before. So guys are wondering who's supposed to go where. It's easy to draw it up before the game, but once you get into the game and you get into those situations, it's not as easy to always figure out, especially throughout line changes.
That's why special teams are so much on consistency, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. As soon as you get into that groove, you're able to... There'll be moments in games where you don't score goals, but you have a million chances. There'll be games where you are having potentially the worst power play you've had yet, and then next thing you know, you've got 2-3 goals. But as soon as you find that consistency and chemistry within a unit, that's what makes a power play group so good.
As out of the box is Hawkins. 0 for 2 with a man advantage. Quick shot, Centazzo broken up. Bliss has it left circle, trying to center. That was blocked by Josh Burnside. And it'll be Bliss again between the circles. Left it there. Big blast. Anderson went wide. Hawkins able to keep it in. Remember, he's got 2. Digging for the 3rd, and that got deflected by Boyko. Up and out of play. 5:06 to go here in the 2nd. Toledo 5, Cincinnati nothing. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey. Back here, downtown Toledo. As the Walleye / Storm for tonight have the 5-0 lead over Cincinnati. Craggs on the draw. It's played by Frazier up the near side window, and that'll clang its way out to center ice. And brought across the line by Jeffers. He'll drive it into the Toledo zone and to our right. Under 5 to play here in period 2. And it's Craggs up to Cruz at center. His pass, though, is wide of the mark as Keenan couldn't come up with it, and it'll be drifted right back into the Toledo zone. 4.5 remaining here in period 2, and Conlon Keenan has control of the puck. They'll drop it for Craggs, and Toledo will cycle it around. Here they go back to center ice in the form of Geraldo. Off to Craggs. He'll tip it across the line. Goes right to Boyko, and he'll cover up on that one. Remember, Sheet Metal Workers Local 33, proud of part of Toledo Walleye, recognizing those hardworking men and women in our organizations. Again this year, every Sheet Metal Workers hard hat, every Walleye player's helmet proudly displays the other's logo.
Yeah, shift there where we talked about it a second ago there, where you're seeing that kind of plays where they just continue to bring the puck back a little bit. They're kind of killing time. You can see the little chip plays that they were able to make, even though they were able to get that puck up ice. I'm sure Coach Mickish is telling them to just continue to move that puck up ice, get the puck past the red, get it deep. You're in a situation where you're up 5, where you don't necessarily need to score more goals. You just want to play simple, and you want to play to a point where you're not giving up any opportunities and you're not allowing Cincinnati to gain any momentum. So continue to get that puck up to the red, get that puck deep, work on the forecheck, take opportunities when you can, but you don't need to take any risks at this point, a 5-0 game.
Face-off will be to the right of Boyko after he covered another one that went right to the side of the net. Off the draw, went right to him, but steered that off to the corner. And Justin Vive will give it a high flip to center. Matt Anderson trying to bat it out of the air like he was Colt Keith of the Detroit Tigers, who signed a contract, by the way, today.
There you go. There, you had to get your baseball fix in, right?
I got it in there. Signed. He has yet to make his major league debut.
Okay.
My boy, there is an opening in second base, and I have a feeling he's going to fill it. We'll see how spring training goes.
Yeah, you never know, right? It's the Tigers. You know what? The Tigers are getting better and better. It's nice to see the jump they made last season. So many of those quality guys that come in through the Mud Hens organization. It's awesome to see. Throughout Toledo, you get so many talented players from the Mud Hens, from the Walleyes, guys that you see make it to that next level. It's nothing but success, and before we know it, spring training is going to be here.
By the way, we're 2 months out from Mud Hens baseball, just to let you know.
2 months out.
Yep.
Let's hope it warms up a little bit, right?
End of March. End of March.
I don't know, with the winter we had this year, you might get a snowstorm on opening day.
Nah, let's not get into that.
Hey, knock on wood. Let's hope
think
not,
positive. Right? Greasock turnaround shot. That's blocked in the air. Remember, that opening weekend, by the way, you can head to mudhens.com and start getting your tickets now for that opening weekend. Believe it or not, both teams are playing.
That's
Walleye
right.
will be here.
Same day.
Mud Hens. It's going to be a very busy weekend in downtown Toledo that last weekend of March.
You can hear the cheers there. The Detroit Lions. Yeah, Lions scored a touchdown just a minute and 30 seconds into the game. You can hear this Walleye crowd reacting to it. So it's exciting times here in the 419, and let's hope for a very nice Detroit Lions football win.
As the puck goes down into the corner, the roar out of the crowd for a handoff is more likely because of the fact they just showed the Lions scoring their touchdown to start the game. Bliss, near side, got dumped, and it'll be played up the wall. Polino handed it back, it went right to Bliss again. Centering feed, McCourt, he got the shot off, but it twisted wide. Denemy centering pass in front, Greasock scores! Chase Greasock had a goal last night. Give him another today and give him 11 on the year.
Yeah, great shift there by the Storm. They're able to just contain the play that entire shift. What a pass there by Carson Denemy. A day after his birthday, gets himself on the score sheet there. Really nice pass on the back door to Greasock, who makes no mistake, puts it upstairs. Really nice shift there. The entire shift, the Walleye were just continuing to press and hold that into the offensive zone. not allowing Cincinnati any opportunities to get the puck out, play any defense. You could see that Cincinnati at that point was just so tired. They were almost just playing stationary defense there. It allows the Walleye. McCourt had that opportunity to come in the middle. I think he'll end up with an assist as well. But Carson Denemy is able to make a really nice pass to Greasock and give him the opportunity to put it upstairs where Mama keeps the cookies.
That is right. And Riley McCourt did get a helper as well on that as Carson Denemy, you mentioned. And that's goal number 6 of the night for Toledo. Boy, when you look at this stretch that they've been in, they had the 5-3 win against Indy. That's the only win going back to the 10th of January. And that came on the heels, this tough stretch offensively for Toledo, after they beat Indy 7-2. Mm-hmm. And then, they started to struggle to score goals a little bit. But, yeah, Pat Mikish's club has really exploded today.
Yeah, they were just waiting to break back out, right?
They were due.
Yeah,
I think, we were talking baseball a moment ago. You always say you're due when a guy's gone 0 for 12 or 1 for 22 or something. Yeah. At the plate, he's due for a hit. Walleye were due for a day. They were going to explode.
They're too good offensively to be able to be held down for that long. So it was just a matter of time before the the Storm were going to be able to get on the board there. Last night, of course, you had the packed house here, a 5-1 loss, but the Storm able to come out tonight 6-0. They've taken over in this second period. Shots are 16-5. They've really just completely possessed the puck. They've gotten back to that Walleye style of play that they've had all season, where they're moving up ice, they're possessing the puck, they're winning faceoffs, they're doing all the right things like Coach Mikish talked about, where they had to get back to their game, which was going to allow them to be successful, and it's showing right now on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they're just doing the things that make this team successful. They are taking care of that right now, and with that, they've got the 6-0 lead. They're being rewarded for that.
Yes, absolutely. I think if anything, I'm sure Coach Mikish is happy with the offensive output, but the offense from this team is not a surprise whatsoever. You have to be really happy with the defensive effort that they've put so far through these first 18 minutes with just about 2 minutes left here in the second period. And you want to see that defensive game continue to help out your entire team.
As Bliss is on the puck over on the far side wall, left it there for Hawkins. Hawkins has 2, and Centazzo trying to bat it. And it went up over into the netting,
I think that's going to be a penalty because Cole Frazier actually, as that puck was in midair, smacked that puck all the way up into the netting. So, yeah, it looks like Walleye are going to get another power play opportunity here, their second of the night.
And they are going to go to the man advantage. One for one on the power play. Windy's power play going. And there's Cole Frazier going into the box. And off the draw, it's Toledo to try to control. Prapavessis wanted to hold it in. It's pushed out to center. Polino's got a break. He's in on Leatherman. And John Leatherman made the save. Polino got another look, but he hit the outside of the net.
Great save there by John Leatherman. Only his 6th shot of the period, 12th of the entire game so far. But you know what? There was no time like the present where they needed him for that big save, and he makes that save on the 5-hole move. Rebound wasn't there. Now the Walleye get another chance here for another minute and 30 seconds on the power play.
Craggs got it across the line. Deuce set. Back in front it goes. It swings all the way over to Lewandowski, top of the left circle. And again, Lewandowski to play as he'll go rink wide. Sawchuk left, Craigs, and Panwar got in there to deflect it up and out of play.
Great puck movement there as the Walleye are able to move that cross ice. Well, I know we've talked about it earlier in the season, but a lot of times when you're on that power play there, you're trying to move the puck side to side. You see this chance here by Polino. Leatherman just follows him the whole way. As soon as that stick was down, he had no opportunity at that 5-hole. Great save, and it leads to that opportunity at the other end here for the Storm as they're able to make that passing play. You're trying to get those guys on the outside to be able to make seam passes. As you move it side to side, it opens up the penalty killers and it opens up the goaltender having to move side to side and causing less opportunity for him to be able to make those saves.
Under a minute left here in period number 2. Toledo's power play time has roughly almost the same amount left. 50 seconds to go in the man advantage. Centazzo trying to drift it in front. Cruz knocked it loose, but it's covered by Talon Boyko, and he'll hold on.
Yeah, 36 seconds here left in this period. You're now looking, you got 45 seconds on the power play, so you're hoping to continue to gain that offensive zone time however you can. Get some shots and opportunities here to finish off this period like we've talked about. You're in a 6-0 hockey game. In your power play opportunity, take the chances. Get that goal if you can. Get to 7. Give yourself a touchdown with the extra point there if you get that opportunity. But you can see that they're going to keep shooting that puck.
And they do. A shot there that hit off of Bliss at the side of the net.
Yeah, I think that one, I'm sure Hawks will give him a nice little apology there, but I think he might have a nice little bruise after that shot.
Absolutely, as Harsh has it short-handed, wristed it wide of the net. And that'll bounce out to center ice. Last 10 of the period as Cincinnati will flag it right back in. And the puck flipped out. And that'll get down into the Cincinnati end, but the clock is going to run out on period 2. And the horn sounds, taking us to the end of the second period of play. Toledo exploding in period 2 as they score 4 times in the second to take a 2-0 lead and make it in to a 6-0 score after 40 minutes. Our second period intermission report is coming up next. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey. Jeff, five. All right, back here in downtown Toledo, we got a 6-0 game. The Toledo Storm have the lead over the Cincinnati Cyclones, and they're in good shape to get regular season win number 100 all-time against the Cincinnati Cyclones. That's counting the Toledo Storm and the Toledo Walleye together.
Yeah, so. I mean, what better weekend, right? You talked about it earlier. They're playing as a Storm. You're playing against a rival that you've had from back in the day. The last ever Storm series was a three-game sweep, like you said, for Cincinnati. Now you get the Walleye to get hopefully a big win.
And let's welcome in a guy who scored twice in that second period of play. That's Brandon Hawkins. And, Brandon, I know Alex Six certainly appreciated the way you celebrated that first goal. Yeah. Talk a little bit about that.
No, yesterday I saw it happen. I'm like, if I score, I have to do it. It's just one of those things. It's pay a little homage to those guys and how much they meant to the city. It's worth every minute.
It's absolutely awesome. I know
let's look at it real quick. Come on. This is great.
How can we not?
Do you think you hit it perfectly, Brandon?
His celebration?
Yeah, the celebration.
Nowhere near as good as his, but I'll take it.
That's unbelievable. Hawks, obviously, you've got 2 goals so far tonight, but coming into tonight, you guys have lost 6 of 7. Kind of a stretch where you guys don't normally get as, throughout this entire season. It's the first time of having that resiliency. You being one of the leaders on this team, what do you have to kind of say to the younger guys, to the group on this team, to just kind of get on that same page?
I think it's just one of those things where you got to grin and bear it. The team's going to go through slumps. You're going to go through low points. You're going to do things like that. If you stick to what our identity is as a team, I think we come out a lot of days in the winning category. So I think it's just one of those things where we stick to what we do. We do it as hard as we can, and we do it mentally strong, and I think we're in a good page. And for the young guys, it's just consistency, and for them to learn that little bit every game in and out, and then they'll figure it out.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, you had an opportunity just about a week and a half ago there to represent the Toledo Walleye at the ECHL All-Star Game in Savannah. First time for you as an experience. Just talk about how great the experience it was, what you were able to do, get to spend the time down in Savannah. Just talk about your whole experience at the All-Star Game.
Oh, it was fantastic. I had to bring my wife with me, too, and Savannah's just a tremendous spot. So it was one of those things, and I had no clue that they were going to name me captain of the team until Joe Ernst came in here one day randomly and told me like a week before. So it was one of those things that it's something I'll never forget. It's something I'll treasure for the rest of my career, and I'm very thankful for that opportunity, especially to represent a city I love and hold close and dear to my heart.
All right, Brandon, best of luck the rest of the way. Obviously, you guys are in great shape here with the 6-0 cushion, so let's go finish it out, all right?
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
All right,
Thanks,
that is Brandon Hawkins joining us here after 2 periods of play, getting 2 of the 4 goals that Toledo scored in that second period of play to boost up the 6-0 lead.
Yeah, they're rolling right now, right? They got that early start with 2 goals in the first minute, 28. Just come out there with 2 goals in, 16 seconds there, and then, just to continue to keep that pressure on. We talked about early, Cincinnati's missing some guys. They've got a depleted lineup. You got to jump on them, and they've done just that, giving them a 6-0 lead. I almost think Hawks deserves an extra goal for turning the butter, but
maybe, for going that celebration,
it feels like
it certainly feels like it should be another one. Stay with us when we come back. A conversation I had earlier today with former Toledo Walleye goaltender Jeff Lurgan, now Toledo Hockey Hall of Famer. You're going to want to hear that. That's coming up next from here at the Huntington Center in a 6-0 game. This is Toledo Storm Hockey. All right, we are back here downtown Toledo at 6-0. Touchdown minus the extra point right now for the Toledo Storm. They're having that offensive explosion that they probably were due to have.
Absolutely.
And they've got that going, but probably more impressive is keeping the 0 on the other side, right?
It is. They've been playing great defensively. They've only given up a handful of shots. That period, they only gave up 6 shots. The Storm tonight are doing a tremendous job of just keeping that puck moving north. They're doing a good job of getting that puck deep, possessing in the offensive zone, which is leading to their offensive goals, but they're doing a great job of keeping everything out of their own end.
And a guy who did it very well for a number of years Toledo is now in the Toledo Hockey Hall of Fame, and that's Jeff Lurg. Here's my conversation with him earlier today. Jeff, we're standing by a mural that has a lot of you in it. I mean, pretty exciting. What a cool weekend for you, huh?
Well, it's amazing, yeah. Didn't envision this when I signed here 10 years ago, for sure. but very privileged to be part of it.
And what a change for Toledo. I mean, you got to see the building and the atmosphere again last night, and you know how it's built up, and you were a big part of that, right? I mean, do you feel that way when you think back to when you signed here in Toledo back in 14?
Yeah, I mean, our whole team was a part of it. Derek Lalonde obviously was the one who helped build the whole roster. We had a whole roster of selfless players. You know, everyone was worried about the team first and not individuals. So that was the key to our success. I was, proud to be a part of it as a goalie who played, a lot of the games that year, and memorable year for sure. And obviously I mentioned it, but one of those ones that still stings, came up short in the end.
And I still remember because I still think it was offside, but that's okay for another day. You do become the second Walleye player to go into the Toledo Hockey Hall of Fame, just joining Kyle Rogers, your teammate from the 14-15 season. What does that mean to you to be the second player for the Walleye to be in the Toledo Hockey Hall of Fame?
Well, it's an honor. I'm hearing all these other inductees and all their amazing stories and history of hockey, so just to be a part of it in general is amazing, and specifically with the Walleye franchise. I'm always proud to be a Walleye. It's still a memorable part of my life, so very proud to be a Walleye, and proud my last game was with Toledo Walleye.
I was going to go to that next because you got that opportunity. It's a really cool story. If you don't mind recounting that a little bit, the way you were able to finish your career as a Toledo Walleye.
Yeah, I mean, I had hip surgery in France prior to the season before my final game here, so I had 13 months between games. That whole year I was rehabbing, trying to get healthy, maybe trying to go to Europe or latch on somewhere. I had texted Waddy earlier in the year. I said, hey Waddy, if you ever need a goalie in practice, I'll take some shots, so he remembered that. It came to the point the team needed an emergency backup. He texted me on a Friday. I was there the next night backing up as the emergency basis, and then they signed me for the week. They needed a goalie all week, and fortunately I got the final home game of the year. No pressure at all. I knew it was my last game going in, so it was just more about enjoying the game one final time. Had my family and friends down, coming out of the tunnel one more time. Still get chills thinking about those moments, and it was a very, very special feeling.
And you had some great moments here in Toledo. Is there, obviously that one probably is up there. Is there another one that hits you that when you think of the Toledo Walleye and playing here, that pops right in your head?
Yeah, I played in 4 Game 7s here, so Game 7 at home, I just got chills thinking about it. Coming out of the tunnel, I think we were 2-2 in those games, but winning a Game 7 here was unlike anything else. You just felt like you're on top of the world. So those feelings for sure, and just really every time coming out for that starting lineup and feeling the energy of the crowd. Driving to the rink and having fans lined up outside, it was a very, very special time.
I always think back to a couple of times that you got my voice on SportsCenter on ESPN with a couple of outstanding saves that you did in the same season even, I think it was, where you did the flying backwards, great. Unbelievable stops, and that was part of your calling card, wasn't it, as a goaltender? You were athletic and had to get to everything, didn't you?
Yeah, I liked kind of carve my own path. I was the first one in my family to be a goalie. I was always beating my own drums, so I played a different style. I was, obviously short, quick, athletic, and I used all of that. I took pride in that too. I practiced being a good athlete, and when they panned out with some nice saves, it worked out. Obviously, there were times it didn't, but yeah, the highlight reel saves are always enjoyable to look back at.
Certainly, it's been enjoyable. It was enjoyable calling your games when you were here in Toledo, and it's enjoyable to have you in the Toledo Hockey Hall of Fame. It's well deserved. Congratulations, Jeff. Thank you.
Very honored to be a part of it. Thanks.
Very honored there. You could tell from the way he talked, his speech the other night, the Toledo Hockey Hall of Fame ceremony, and just even talking to him there, the love that he has for this place.
Yeah, you could just see how much it means to him, right? Someone who, he meant so much to this city to be able to do what he did, and for him to be able to just come back now and just be celebrated for the athlete that he was, the goaltender that he was. Like we talked about, he truly helped turn this team around, and for him to be able to just, kind of recollect those memories like you talked about, some of those old ones with Game 7s, plays he made, like you said, getting you on SportsCenter. It's a great honor for you, but he just did such a good job in his entire career.
Hey, he did all the work. All I did was just talk about it. All right, stay with us when we come back. Simone and I will talk about that second period. We got a lot to get through because Toledo opened it up in period 2. They now have the 6-0 lead. We'll be back. This is Toledo Hockey.
I know I'm excited for the season, but our PA announcer, Bob, he's really excited.
Hey, Troy, did you get that project finished yet?
Yeah, just about to wrap it up.
Can you stay late to get that finished for me?
Yeah, no problem.
It's time. It's time. It's time for overtime.
This is our house. It's time for this to start. Whatever comes automatic.
He's so good, eh? Well, both of them, that duo.
Second period intermission report brought to you by ProMedica and by Metzger's. Simone, let's jump into the highlights from period number 2. We got a lot to unpack because Toledo really got the offense going. Brandon Hawkins got the goal, he got the churn to butter, all that good stuff. It happened there to make it 3-0 midway through the second.
Yeah, you get that goal. Just less than 13 seconds later, you get this goal. Sam Craggs does a great job on the forecheck. Cruz gets it right over to Conley Keenan, puts it right upstairs to give the Walleye a 4-0 lead.
Yeah, that 13 seconds apart, those two goals were scored. And then Toledo, when they're in on the power play, we know what they can do with the man advantage, especially with this guy.
Yeah, no, you give Brandon Hawkins enough time, he's going to find a lane. You see him with that patience there to be able to go around, and then you've got Cincinnati. You can see the double layer of the screen there, leaves Brandon wide open for a shot opportunity. Then you see this, just another couple minutes after that, Carson Denemy makes a beautiful pass over to Chase Greasock, gives the Walleye a 6-0 lead, and the Walleye were going.
Yeah, 26-12 are the shots on the 4-2 shots on goal counter through 2 periods of play. You see Toledo with the 1-for-1 on the power play. Cincinnati is 0-for-2 with the man advantage. 20 minutes away from a victory tonight, you would think, for the Toledo Walleye. Can they finish it off? We'll see if they're able to do it when we return to the Huntington Center. They're coming out for the 3rd period, which is next. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey. Yep, 1 minute. All right, we're back here at the Huntington Center, downtown Toledo. As Toledo with a record of 12-0-1 when leading after 2 periods of play. They're in great shape for that today. Up 6-0. Cincinnati is 2-12-0 when trailing after 2 periods of play. And the teams are out for the 3rd period, which is about to start in mere moments. And it looks like we're going to get a goaltending change as Olaf Lindbaum is going to take over for the 3rd period. So Taylor Boyko is out. Lindbaum is in. Olaf Lindbaum will take over and play this 3rd period for Cincinnati. And their head coach, Jason Payne.
right? Cincinnati's playing shorthanded. They only have so many guys, so in these kind of situations, there's only so much Boyko can do with it. So it's one of those, as a coach, you kind of get him out from the rest of this game. You get Lindbaum in to finish this game off. And the Walleye or the Storm are going to continue to try to attack as best they can.
And they're going to be guilty of an offside call, right, as we start the third period of play. Conlon Keenan carried it in. Offside call. Toledo's power play time. Remember, they are on their second opportunity with a man advantage. Just had a couple of seconds carrying over to this period. And it looks like they will be 1 for 2 with a man advantage, considering that Frazier will step out in 1 second.
Yep.
Safe to say?
Yep. And there it is. Matt, you're a mind reader.
I figured out a few things over these years.
Hey, enough years in it, right? I'll learn, right?
And we're going to have a penalty call coming against Toledo as Sam Craggs grabbed a hold of Jalen Schmerich and took him down, and now we're going to have a penalty call coming against Toledo.
Yeah, it's going to give Cincinnati now their third opportunity tonight. Of course, since they are down 6-0, they do not have any goals so far in the game tonight. But you can see the way after Schmerich gets himself around the net there, Sam Craggs just kind of gets his full body reaching around. So there's only so much you can do on that one. It was a penalty call, but now you're going to have, 20 seconds into this third period, you give Cincinnati an opportunity on the power play. We've talked about it where they're kind of mishmashing just people, whatever they can do to get units onto the ice. The chemistry may not be there, but you still have to do a good job if you're the Walleye penalty kill to get this job done.
And Conlon Keenan will blast it up the far side wall. And that'll be held in front of the net. It goes, and Vive a try that was knocked away by John Lethman. Played up to the blue line for Bjordvik Holm. He'll leave it there for Schmerich. Schmerich back to Bjordvik Holm. Holm left circle with a shot, and Lethman makes the save. The net comes off in behind him, and it'll be whistled down. Face-off coming in the Toledo zone.
You can see that first move that John Lethman made a beautiful save there on Vive. Vive is so good with that long reach he has. He's able to get himself all the way around there. Justin Vive standing at 6'6", 237. So not an easy guy to be able to move from out front of the net there. But the Walleye defensemen have done a good job of not necessarily trying to push him out of the net, but you can see the way he moves. He's got such a long stick. John Lethman knows that's coming. He's in a good position where he's able to be off the side of the net, and as soon as he can see that Vive is moving backwards across the goal crease there, he's able to slide his body to just stay complete position the whole time, so he's not having to make a diving save or sporadic save there. All he has to do is stay in his positioning to be able to slide across the crease there, and you can imagine that the Cincinnati Cyclones are going to continue to try to get that puck knowing that Vive is there, just like on the previous one there when Bjordvik Holm did the exact same thing. So you can imagine that they're going to take full advantage of Vive's 6'6" frame and the smaller stature of the Walleye defense.
It's a big reason why their power play is a good unit, is the fact that they do have that ability to throw him in front for screens.
Absolutely, yeah, and you know what? There's a reason they've been successful for so many years. Him as their captain, he's a top-end hockey player right there. He's a great person, but he's a great hockey player, and he uses his size to his advantage. He plants himself right in front of that net, kind of an old-school hockey mentality, and they're going to take full advantage and try to utilize that.
Shot goes off a leg in front, kept alive. Schmerich goes rink wide. Polino has it, top of the right circle. Takes it down into the corner. It's flashed in behind the net, knocked away there by Anderson. Along the wall, though, Schmerich will keep it alive. Panoir will pick it up, and he'll carry it over on the far side wall. Let a shot go. Rebound was there for Vive, and Lethman got both of them. As Bjordvik Holm will hold it in. Set rink wide, and an errant pass there. Schmerich upset with himself as he missed on that one, and it sends Cincinnati all the way back into their own zone. And a turnover in front. Lewandowski scores. Well, a handoff right to Mitch Lewandowski, and he makes it 7-0.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better than being gifted a goal or gifted the puck right there, right at the hash marks. But we talked about earlier now the seventh shorthanded goal of the season for the Toledo Walleye, the second shorthanded of the year for Mitchell Lewandowski there. But you can see that we talked about, right? The communication, the chemistry's not there for the Cincinnati Cyclones. That's a tough first shot to take if you're Olaf Lindblom on that one, unfortunately. But Mitchell Lewandowski will take that, gives the Walleye a 7-0 lead. We talked about it with Coach Mickish in the pregame there. Special teams so important today. The Walleye have the one power play goal and now with the one shorthanded as well.
Yeah, this is going to be a rarity in this series. I mean, the game week and a few days ago, it was a week from this past Friday down in Cincinnati, ended up being a 5-1 game in favor of Cincinnati. Kind of a cakewalk their way with the 3 power play goals, shorthanded goal that they score, but most of the time the scores have been very close. There was a 5-2 win by Toledo earlier this year. Everything else is 1 or 2 goals, including 5 times these two teams this year have gone to overtime.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it shows, right?
It's not going to happen today.
No, it's not, but it's such a strong rivalry between these two teams, right? You get the Battle of Ohio, you got that pride factor on the line, but yearly, these two teams match up in playoffs. They match up in the regular season so well. They're just two very well coached teams, very well run teams, and places that people in this league want to play. So you have that strong leadership and that strong organization that people are going to continue to find ways to play for those teams, and it's very easy to recruit for them. So it's a matter of time where you're going to continue to see that. Like you said, tonight's a rarity. It's a 7-0 game. The Walleye are out shooting Cincinnati 27-16. This isn't going to happen all the time, and the Toledo Walleye and the Storm for tonight know that's the case. So they're going to continue to do everything they can to...
And Cincinnati's going to get on the board, though, as they find the back of the net. Brandon, that's Purcelli, gets it into the back of the net. And the shutout goes by the board. Isaacson with a nice play to him. And Purcelli finds the back of the net for the 7-1 score.
Yeah, really nice pass there by Isaacson over to Purcelli. Even though we were talking about it, you know, you're in a 7-1 hockey game now. You can't give up if you're the Toledo Storm here. You want to continue to play hard for this full 17 and a half minutes that you have left here. You're playing for a lot still. You're playing for your goaltender. You're helping his statistics out. You're playing as a team defensive game here, and you want to see that continue. I don't think at this point that anyone is overly worried about jumping up and trying to score goals, knowing that defense comes first in these situations.
As the puck played back into that Toledo zone, and it bounces in front of the Walleye net. Knocked away, though, right in front of Letherman. Played up to the line. Jeffers has it there for Cincinnati. And you've been in a lot of locker rooms, and not that there was probably many times that you were sitting in a locker room that was 6-0 game, you were trailing.
Right.
But I'm sure Cincinnati said, hey, let's just try to finish out the game strong, win the period, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You got to take the small victories out of this, right? You may be looking at it knowing, all right, realistically, if you're down 6 going into a third, knowing especially with the players that you have in the lineup, not to take anything away from them, but you kind of realize the situation. So you're in a situation where you're more worried about, all right, let's play hard, let's work on our habits, let's do the little things right, let's win the period. That way you can kind of take the small victory out of that, right? You want to continue to force pressure knowing that you're going to see the Toledo Walleye a number of times this season, potentially even in the playoffs. So you want to make sure you set that tone and do the right little things right.
As the puck played up to the blue line, Bjordvik home, bumped there. Sawchuk knocked it away, but Cincinnati will keep it inside the zone. Polino, he's got it, ripped it over for a try by Panwar that goes wide. And Toledo trying to get it out to center. They will, despite the diving effort of Bjordvik home. That ended up being an even strength goal by Purcelli, by the way. And it's back inside the Toledo end. Centazzo will just flash it out to center.
I think you'll likely see a lot of this type of play maybe over the next 15 minutes where the Walleye or the Storm aren't necessarily worried as much about getting another goal. So you'll see a lot of times where they'll just be chipping pucks out, chipping pucks in, just kind of, you know, running out the clock per se, because at this point you don't need to score another goal. You just want to play simple, smart defensively. If the opportunity comes, you take full advantage of it. But outside of that, you can imagine it'll be a lot of simple neutral zone play.
As Hawkins tried the shot there, stopped by Lindbaum. A stick, a little airborne there for a moment. Fans, I think, wanted a call. And they're kind of booing it a little bit as it's sent down the ice. This will be an icing call against Cincinnati with 5:02 gone here in the third period.
They had to boo at some point tonight, right? There's not much to boo at in a 7-1 hockey game. Gotta let someone hear it, right?
That's true. Face-off will be to the right. The Cincinnati net. Off the icing call, it's Cruz. Take it in behind the net. Cruz flashed it in front, and that's deflected high and wide. Kept alive by Keenan. At the blue line, it goes to Anderson. Matt Anderson threw it in front, and Keenan scores on the deflection for an 8-1 lead.
That was a very, very beautiful play there by
Matt Anderson with the pass.
Sorry, yes, Matt Anderson. Beautiful play there. Nice play by Prapavessis to get it over to him along the blue line. But Matt Anderson, what you'll see is he actually takes a second here at the blue line. Instead of just forcing the puck to the net, he kind of takes that one stick handle. So what that does is it pulls it back and allows Colin Keenan to know that he's going towards the net, because the angle that Anderson was on there, he's not going to have the ability to take the shot, but he's going to have the ability to look for a diagonal tip pass there. Did it to absolute perfection there. Colin Keenan picks up his second goal of the night after a little bit of a stretch where he was held off the score sheet, so you know that one's got to feel good. But now you get the Storm, an 8-1 lead, 29 shots on goal, 14:33 to play.
As coming to center is Chase Grisak, and he'll drive it in. And around it goes, knocked down there by Sawchuk. At the line it goes to McCourt, and he'll play it down in behind the net. Anderson and Cruz.
Okay.
Prapavessis is on there right now, but we know it was Anderson who made the pass.
Yes, yes.
And a good hit there at center ice by Carson Denemy to rise onto the crowd.
There you go. That's like the Storm days, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing missing is probably a full-on brawl. That might be the only thing we're missing out of the recount of the Toledo Storm days. I did call one when we were back at the old sports arena that I remember very vividly. It was a church day, by the way. And a full-on 5-on-5 brawl. Goaltenders in it. It was Toledo and Peoria.
Wow,
and
that's amazing.
I still remember
Why wouldn't it be on church day, right?
Yeah, exactly. It was a Sunday, and they had a full 5-on-5 brawl, and then the goaltenders went at it. Scott Fankhauser, I remember, for Toledo, and trying to remember on the other side as Lettman will make a save on the pop in front of the net. Trying to remember who for Peoria. It might come to me before we hit the end of the game.
That's amazing.
But
talk about your memory. That's impressive right there.
Yeah. Scott Fankhauser was a terrific goaltender, by the way.
Yeah. You know what? Toledo's got such a long history of strong goaltenders.
Yeah,
right?
they do.
See, these days, obviously, over the last, 8-9 years, you see such strong goaltending that the Walleye have had over the number of years, especially with that partnership with Detroit. You see such quality talent come down. You get a Sebastian Costa, first-round pick last year. But you go back to the Storm days, the Gold Digger days, you see such special players that are now remembered for so many great reasons. But you see something that Toledo's always had, and I think always will have, is that quality goaltending, because people always want to play here.
Yeah, 7.5 gone here in period number 3. Oh, Alfie Michaud was the goaltender, by the way. As who was for Peoria.
Wow.
Got to give credit to someone upstairs that remembered that or looked it up.
That's impressive.
For the Peoria Rivermen. Alfie Michaud and, Scott Fankhauser. Great tilt.
That's awesome. Almost as good as our one against Kansas City years back?
It was in that category, yep.
Okay.
Yep, it was definitely in that category.
That's one I'll never forget.
As we get a whistle. And we've got a timeout on the ice before we get to the face-off back inside the Toledo zone on that offside call. It's Toledo 8 and Cincinnati 1. Back in a moment. This is Toledo Hockey.
Flea flicker.
You're correct, because there's 7,457 happy Storm fans here tonight at the Huntington Center. Now that is the 18th sellout of the year and the 282nd sellout in the history of the Huntington Center. So hey, Toledo, I think we should make some noise. And look there, there's the Spike is in the zone, energy zone, sections 110 and 111. Come on, Toledo, let's go!
first. Nice.
All right, back here, Huntington Center. A little under 12 minutes to go, third period. Toledo will play it out to neutral ice. McLean will jump on it there. Off for Cole Frazier. He'll drive it right back into that Toledo zone. Lethman will play it. Off to McCourt. Cruz takes a hit, but backhanded it across the zone, and away to center it goes. Well, it's amazing. You look at that stretch. I mean, even in the last 4 games, that all were losses, although Toledo did get a point. They scored a total of 5 goals in that. They've got 9 today as another one on the board for Conlon Keenan. Give him the hat trick.
Colin Keenan goals 15, 16, 17. You get some hats raining down right now on the ice. Well deserved for him after you said a 7-game pointless streak. Not something Colin Keenan's had to deal with probably in a while now. But you see some hats come down there. The second that puck was turned over, you can see Grisock race right to it. But give credit to Conlon Keenan. He works his way back to the front of the net. You knew Brandon Cruz was looking for Conlon Keenan as soon as he got that puck, knowing that he had a chance there at a hat trick. What a great play. What a great goal. The 9th Toledo goal of the night makes it a 9-1 hockey game with 11 minutes left here.
Yeah, hat trick for Conlon Keenan. And yes, a 9-1 lead for Toledo today.
Yeah, the points are certainly hitting the board there. Brandon Cruz with another assist. Grisock with a multi-point game there. You're seeing a lot of guys get a lot of opportunities here on the score sheet tonight. Well deserved with the way they're playing right now. 9 goals on 30 shots. Not a bad shooting percentage.
No, yeah, your shooting percentages are going to go up. Your goals for per game are going to go way up. As we were just mentioning, he only scored 5 goals in the last 4 games. You get 9 today.
Yeah. You knew the offensive outburst was coming. I don't think anyone could have expected that it was coming in a form of 9 in one night.
That I would concur with. Yeah. You knew there was going to be, at some point, there was going to be a bit of an explosion.
Yes.
But, yeah, I think you'd probably figure, they get 4 or 5 one night. It'll kind of start to right the ship a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Why not 9, right?
Well, talked about it a little bit. You know, they actually probably should have had 4 or 5 the other night against Cincinnati. Didn't. They only ended up with 2.
Right.
And then you turn around and you look at what they were able to do in the first period, in first half of the game last night. Probably should have had more than 1.
Yes.
And they didn't.
Yeah.
So,
no,
you know, these things kind of even themselves out over the course of the year, don't they?
And that's what makes hockey so special, I think. You can have a team. You can have the best team in the league and the worst team in the league on any given night. You know, you've got a strong matchup because at the end of the day, the puck isn't going to bounce your way all the time. You're not always going to get those fortunate referee calls. Whatever the case, it's the game of hockey. I think that's so unique compared to other sports is what makes it so special is that on any given night, anything can happen.
Schmerich at the blue line with a shot that's blocked by Craggs in front of the net. And it's turned wide to the Toledo net. 30-18 the shots on the Forest View shots on goal counter. Want to remind you to stop by Frickers before, during, or after the game for food, fun, sports, and spirits. Frickers. As Brandon Hawkins will steer it over to Matt Anderson. He'll leave it. Centazzo fired one towards the front of the net. This ties the season high in goals for Toledo. And they scored 9 way back in the second game of the year on October 27th. That was at the Fort Wayne Comets.
You can hear the crowd chanting right now. We want 10. I mean, the Toff's Ice Cream Scoops goal counter is certainly getting a workout tonight. So
as
I think
fired a shot that's kicked out.
The way they're playing and with the offensive zone pressure that's been going right now, I don't think it'll be any surprise if 10 gets on the board.
Well, there was a chance in front. McCallion late with the extra effort. That one is knocked away by Lindbaum.
Yeah, McCallion looking for his first ECHL goal there. Just about had it.
Yeah, he certainly did. And then back the other way at close play right at the side of the net. Jeffers couldn't come up with it. McCourt will lead to center. Hands it off. Ooh. And Denemy took a hard hit. Ooh. He is down on the ice. And a little slow to get up. And making his way over towards the bench. Carson Denham, he just came off of the IR.
Yeah, that's not going to feel good. It was a very clean, very nice body check right up the middle of the ice there, but you never want to see anyone get injured, especially Denham, who's just coming off the IR like you talked about, so it looks like he's going to head to the locker room there with head athletic trainer Brad Frederick, and you hope, you absolutely hope for the best for him.
Yeah, just returning. Just came off of the IR today. And yeah, hopefully.
That's tough. Yeah.
Hopefully not anything that'll keep him out of the lineup in the future time. Toledo does not play again until this coming Friday night. They're going to play a 3-3 next weekend with the Norfolk Admirals, believe it or not.
You know what? I'm excited just to see another team into this arena. I'm excited I'll get the call with you next Saturday.
And a shot there goes off of the bar. Letherman had the net come off in behind him. And that'll be whistled down, and it'll lead us to a timeout on the ice. 7:20 to go here in the third period. Toledo 9, Cincinnati 1. This is Toledo Storm Hockey. McCaffrey.
Yep.
All right, back here downtown Toledo, 9-1 game. And I don't know what the referees are looking at. They're looking back at something here. They're down in the scores table.
Yeah, they're taking a look at that previous shot there. You can say actually the net is still off at the moment, but what happened was Polino on that last one there was a defense, or the Cincinnati forward was actually in front of the net, which caused the net to come off. But Polino took a shot from that bottom side of that left circle there. It was very hard to tell. It hit a bar of some sort. I'm not sure if it hit the outside crossbar or the inside crossbar. I have no idea.
Well, let's take a look. Here we go.
The angle that it came out on was really awkward, which is why I'm very curious as to which bar this hits. Oh, I think that went in.
Yeah, that might have went in for sure. Right. Yeah, looks like it. Yep.
Yeah, so that hits the back bar there. So it appears, well, I mean, barring depending on whether they call that net off or where the whistle was.
That was going to be the next thing I was going to ask you about.
Yeah.
The net lifts up right there.
Yeah.
Is the net off before it goes in? Is it because of the fact that Letherman ends up backing into it that it comes off?
It's hard to tell on that one there where it looks like, I don't know. I mean, it looks like the net is still on its peg there, on its mooring, so it almost appears that if the mooring's on, I would think that it still would count. But I don't know. I mean, it was an absolute twisted wrister there by Polino, and he knew right away. You could see Polino pointing at it right away that it was that he thought it went in the net, but the referee immediately went for review. So
now we'll see. They're still down there talking about it. And while they do, we'll have a chance to remind you, fans, if you were bothered by mosquitoes, ticks, and spiders this year, Purple Long Pest Control is a game changer. Visit PERFToledo.com for all your exterior pest control solutions.
Well, looks like we're going to get a decision here now. Oh, no goal.
Yep, no goal. Okay.
All right, so yeah, it must have been that the net was off, and whether the net was off or that he had already blown the whistle, whatever the case, it's a no goal, and we continue in a 9-1 hockey game here with just over 7 minutes to go.
All right, there you go. So we'll have a face-off coming inside that Toledo zone. And with that, the Toledo will carry on with this 9-1 lead. Now, one note from our statistician department. It's a season high 4 players with 3 or more points today. It's not happened all season long. Of course, you've got the 9-2 game that Toledo beat Fort Wayne, 9-1 today, and then that 7-2 dusting of Indianapolis on the road.
Okay. Wow, 4 players with 3 points or more. I mean, you know, of course, Colin Keenan with the hat trick. I know Riley McCourt's got at least 3 tonight. Hawkins with at least the 2 goals. Not sure if he has an assist, and wouldn't be surprised if Brandon Cruz is in there.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to name these off the top of my head based on tonight's game.
You're doing pretty good so
those the
far.
4?
You've named them all.
There we go. I'll take it.
Nice job.
Hey, it's not all beauty here, you know. Sometimes I got some brains in me.
Now Brandon Hawkins, 2 goals tonight, no assists though for him.
Oh, okay, okay.
So it's, you know, you look down that score sheet as we get a whistle with 6:17 to go, and here's your multiple point guys that we're talking about. Centazzo has 3 helpers, Keenan with 3 goals, Cruz has 3 helpers as well in this game. And Riley McCourt with a goal and 2 assists. So I was getting to that one.
Yeah, there you go. You know what? We talked about it earlier. Matt Anderson leading in plus minus, +4 tonight.
A +4,
This continues, right?
He came in at a +14, so move him up to +18, right?
This is a nice night to kind of, like we talked about, right? Get yourself back on the right page and moving again, and this is what you need sometimes.
Yep. You need a breakout game, and Toledo certainly has had that. As McCourt sends it over to Doucette. Doucette got it in front of the net. Lewandowski spun around and taken down. And Cincinnati will clear that one out. It'll be played to McCallia. And he'll feather it in. 5.5 to go, 3rd period. Puck knocked down to Grisak. He'll fire, and it went high. And knocked down with a high stick in the neutral zone. That will be whistled down. Timeout on the ice. We'll be back for the last 5:20 of this 3rd period. Toledo up 9-1. Back in a moment. This is Walleye Hockey. And back here in downtown Toledo, you hear the roar of the crowd again because they put some of those folks.
There you go. You got some Lions jerseys here.
Yep. They just scored again in that NFC Championship game. So good stuff right now.
21-7. You love to see it.
That's what the score is right now?
21-7.
All right.
It's what you love to see, but you gotta, you know, it's a full game, right? Just like in hockey.
Just like in hockey.
5 minutes to go here, plenty of time left.
Well, in a 9-1 game, though, you're right. Plenty of time is left. However, the score is, you know,
a little out of hand.
Yeah, to that point where, you know, everybody just, the guys on the ice are ready to call this one.
Yep. No, this is
you know what? Toledo's done what they needed to do today.
Oh, they really did.
And that's the key. Is
yes.
Adrian Beraldo has it to center, and he'll just drive it in.
Yeah, this is I would say for both teams, a drain the clock situation, and don't get injured, don't get any bad habits, don't do anything crazy, just kind of get it done and, you know, move forward to tomorrow. Or I'm sorry, move forward, to next week.
Yep. Yeah, a nice full week of practice for Toledo to head into next weekend against Norfolk, who will be here. And looking forward to seeing the Admirals as they're having a good season. Second behind Adirondack in that Eastern Division. And they're 3 games over 500.
No, they're playing very good hockey this season. It's going to be a formidable opponent for the Walleye to have to face coming into the Huntington Center for 3 games, like you talked about. A full 3-3 weekend
and
there.
Interesting to play a series. It just doesn't happen a lot where you see the same team 3 consecutive days in your building.
For sure.
You know, Toledo goes out west. A lot of times this happens.
Yep.
You know, last year they went to Rapid City, played 3 games in 4 days.
Yeah,
Wednesday,
That's right.
Wednesday, Friday, and a Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah,
you know,
no, it's not often.
Went to Norfolk last year, actually played
That's
3
true.
games.
Yes.
Yep.
No, yeah, you don't get to see it every day. So every time you get those opportunities, and it makes it more fun, right? That first game, you're kind of all you've seen is videos, so you don't really know how the teams play. And on top of that, when you play teams from other divisions, you get to see a whole different style of hockey, which is hard to believe when you're in the same league, you're in everything like that. It's the same level, but you see such a different style of game that you get from the Central Division to the West, to the East, to the North, or the South to the North. I'm sorry. You get such a different look at different styles of hockey, and you never know what to expect. And that's where you get that 3-game series. That Friday night's going to be a lot of feeling out for both teams. That Saturday and Sunday, you're going to get some very, very good hockey from both hockey clubs.
And sometimes that Saturday game, which I noticed you are signed up for, are. You know, those can be the best ones in that 3-game set.
Absolutely, yeah. You've had that Friday where you've already felt things out, and you get into that Saturday situation where, you get both teams ready to play. Norfolk settled in after the travel, everything like that. Saturday nights at the Huntington Center are always going to be packed. Yep. It's an exciting time, so I'm very excited for that game already.
Yeah, looking forward to next weekend. That's going to be a lot of fun. Head to ToledoWalleye.com right now to get your tickets and get down here and get a little extra conversation here after the whistle. 2:43 to go in this third period. Now coming up in another 3 minutes or so, we'll get to our post-game show. We'll hear from head coach Pat Mickish. Get his thoughts on his performance today by his team. I'm sure he's going to be pleased in a lot of aspects of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I would have to think it's hard not to be too happy with a 9-1 victory and the way they've played, right? They come into this third period. Once again, they've only given up 6 shots in this third period, and just a very sound defensive effort. Yeah, Cincinnati got the 1 goal, but it was on a line rush. It happens. That's part of the game. When you get 9 goals, you got to be quite happy with the offensive production, and it hasn't just come from one line. You've had balanced scoring throughout your entire lineup tonight. You've gotten that special team goals there. Obviously, one on the power play by Hawkins, one on the shorthanded by Lewandowski. They've just had a really good, sound, full team effort. I think I'm excited to talk to him about, going through, going through that stretch of, where they've had some losses, where they've kind of been down a little bit, and then to get the offensive outburst, how good that's got to feel.
Yeah, certainly have done that today. Mass production, tying a season high in goals in a game with that 9 that's on the board. Polino sent it to the front of the net. Now that's going to really skew the season series. It came in, how about this, Toledo and Cincinnati in the matchups. Even though Toledo was 5-1-3 against Cincinnati, that means 4 times they've lost to Cincinnati. They've gotten points, but the goals for were 35 for Toledo, 33 for Cincinnati on the season series coming into today. Now, obviously, it's going to be skewed a little bit after this.
It'll change a little bit after tonight, but that definitely lets you know what it looks like.
As Hawkins play it down into the corner, and we got a whistle.
Too many men on the ice.
Oh, yep. There it is.
Yeah, the Storm had 6 skaters there for a good about 10-15 seconds there. So, you know what? Even in a 9-1 game with 1:46, give credit to the referee. He was still ready to. He was still paying attention.
They were
ready to go.
Well, you got to keep going the rest of the way, no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you got to. Seems like there's there's a little confusion down there on the ice as to who changed or who had what going there.
Yeah, Brandon Hawkins and Sam Craggs both talking right now to officials.
Yeah, I mean, it appears no matter what, they're going to get a power play out of this, but you can see that the players aren't too happy about that power play call. So
yeah, Centazzo will be the one to serve it, and it's going to run the rest of this game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, hey, you know what? If you're the Storm now, you get a chance to. Oh.
Now we might.
Schmerik's actually got, I believe he just got a misconduct right there.
Yep,
so
he did.
He's going to be sent to the locker room for the rest of his night. And he wasn't happy about something, but whatever the case, he's got an extra minute 46 to get undressed a few minutes early. So.
Yep. Jason Payne, you saw him there, even though Jalen Schmerik was trying to talk to him, he kind of looked the other way.
Yeah, I think at this point in the night, I think he's ready for this minute 46 to wind down as well and just reset and allow his group to just get ready for the next one.
Yeah, he knows. Sometimes a game gets out of hand. It does. It happens. Every team goes through it. There's nights that every team will get beat.
Yep.
And it's just not your night. And
yeah.
Hey, like I said, 9 days, 10 days ago, Toledo was in this situation down 5-1.
Right, exactly.
In the third period, and you're just letting the last 5 or 6 minutes of the clock just run away.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to take it on the chin. And, like we've talked about, it's a 72-game season. The game and the season isn't defined in one night. And tonight, as great as it is to have a 9-1 victory, this isn't going to define the Walleye or Cincinnati season.
Nope, absolutely not. The next time they play, it's 0-0 on the clock or the scoreboard to start.
Yep.
So there you go.
Exactly.
But what a performance today for Toledo. We're under a minute left. And Bjordvik Holm has it. Plays it near side. Polino, and it's stripped away. And it's knocked back for Harsh to play. 34-19 are the shots on our Forest View shots on goal tracker. So Toledo's going to win that count. And John Lethman going to snap a winless skid that went to 3 straight. He'll make a save on the shot by Cole Frazier. And he'll have win number 13 on the year.
Yeah, much needed victory for everyone, right? Like you talked about there. The offensive production was there today, and John Lethman did his job in net. 20 shots. They had just had that one goal there, but he hasn't really had any grade A quality chances outside of the goal that was scored. So you got to give John Lethman credit. The chances that they did have in front there with 5 and whatnot on the power play, he was squared to the shooter. He was sound with his saves. He did everything he needed to do. So you give credit to this team tonight for an all-around team victory right there.
The power play time is going to keep going as Lethman will make a save. Might have used his mask there, and he covers with 10.2 to go in this third period. Faceoff will be to the left of John Lethman, who's reached the 20 save mark in this game with that last couple that he's picked up. And it's cleared out. Doucette will get to it. And he'll try a short-handed chance that goes wide. And the horn sounds, taking us to the completion of this kind of Hall of Fame weekend where the Toledo Walleye became the Toledo Storm for 2 straight nights. And they snap a 4-game winless skid in a big way. The final score today of 9-1. And with the Hall of Famers in the building, they put on a Hall of Fame show today. John Lethman will get congratulations for his efforts as Toledo comes away with a win today by that final count of 9-1. Stay with us. Our post-game show is coming up next from here in downtown Toledo. After this Walleye victory, this is Toledo Storm Hockey.
Jefferson, Madison, and Glass City Center Bridge exits. The score recorded 34 shots on goal tonight. That means you've all won a free game of bowling. Courtesy of Toledo.
All right, back here in downtown Toledo for 2 nights. They became the Toledo Storm, and today they put on a old sports arena Storm-like performance, scoring 9 times in the game, and they beat Cincinnati by a final score of 9-1. Matt Milzak, Simone Denis here in the broadcast booth. Coming up, we'll talk with head coach Pat Mickish and get his thoughts on this game and kind of breaking a little bit of a stretch there where they gone 4 straight games winless in regulation, but certainly turned that around today. Let's bring in the victorious head coach Pat Mickish right now. And Pat, you and I were talking before the game. You needed to get the offense going. I guess 9 goals, you got the offense going.
Yeah, I would have taken a couple of these Friday or Saturday night for sure, but we made some really nice plays, but we have to be honest with ourselves. That was a team that was shorthanded tonight, and but when you get those opportunities, it's important that you do.
Yeah, Coach, you know, obviously you guys are just coming off a bit of a stretch there. Not necessarily where you're playing bad hockey, but where you're getting negative results, unfortunately. To get this win tonight, what was the message to the team? Obviously to just stay the course and now get back at it, or what was your message towards the team there?
Well, I mean, we wanted a good start, which we've been talking about all season long, it seems like. But we wanted to get out of the gates and make some plays. When the video we showed today was all the opportunities that we had both Friday and Saturday night that we were just missing, you know, back doors and some scoring opportunities, but it wasn't a lack of opportunities. And then we showed video of, you know, how we got away from our game last night and just played without structure. So it was an opportunity to, you know, learn from where we've been the last week and a half, and I was happy with the way the guys played.
You wanted to see that same what you had for about the half of the game last night throughout the game. Obviously, the score kind of made it look a little different in the third period, but when the game was a game, did you like how it was going for your team?
Yeah, the opportunities were there, and we were generating, and the fact that we lost our focus, you know, they had a lucky bounce, you know, bounces off the end wall and ends up coming right to their player, but you know, we lost our focus, and we're too far into the season to get down on ourselves or feel like something's going wrong. When we're playing well, we just got to, you know, get back out there that next shift and go.
Yeah, it was really fun for the weekend, too. The fans getting to see the old Toledo Storm and the history of Toledo hockey, and I know it's a cool thing, and it ended up being a cool night for them.
Yeah, I mean, this is it's an unbelievable hockey town, and, you know, I have said from the start, I'm learning the history of it all myself, so to have some of those gentlemen around all weekend from different generations and to kind of, you know, hear their stories was great for all of us involved.
All right, congratulations on the win, Coach. We'll look forward to seeing a new team next weekend with Norfolk.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Thank you.
All right, that is head coach Pat Mickish joining us here following a 9-1 win here at home for the Toledo Walleye. Let's run through our Huntington Bank highlights of the game and show you how Toledo got this done. Simone, it was, a blitzkrieg right out of the start today.
It was early and often today. You know, coach talked about where they need to get going right away. You do it so early there, less than a minute into the game, less than a minute after that. 2 goals in a minute, 28 seconds from Riley Sawchuk and Riley McCourt. Why wouldn't it be, right? You're celebrating the Riley Cup, and, you know, just to be able to get those goals right up the hop. That was about it for the first period. And then the second period started going. The Walleye came out early and often.
Yeah, they did. Brandon Hawkins with a slam dunk there on the great pass, and then a slam dunk celebration as well. As that was
celebrate the
fun.
Hall of Famer, right?
Yep, celebrate him for sure, and then right away. Toledo, 13 seconds later, the very next shift, bang, it was 4-0, and this game took a total different feel.
It did, absolutely. At this point in the game, you can kind of see as soon as Brandon Hawkins gets his 5-0 goal on the power play, things kind of slowed down. Cincinnati was tired. Carson Denby makes a beautiful pass to Chase Greasock. They're able to go up 6-0. Now you're going into the third period knowing you're kind of taking over this game.
And in the third period, an errant play there. Polino just loses it, goes right to Lewandowski. He scores with ease. And really, here's the one goal from Cincinnati that got them on the board. But it would be this one here that would be celebrated a lot too, because Conlon Keenan, not only did he get 2 goals in this game, he got a third and ended up with the hat trick today. And congratulations to him. He had one last year against Iowa. That got his first professional. Gets another one today. So congratulations to him.
No, it was awesome to see. You know what? I was lucky enough to be on the ice when he scored his hat trick goal last year in Iowa. So to get to see him do it again after being on a 7-game pointless streak, for him to come out and get a nice 3-goal night there, it was well-deserved and great for him.
And as you see, the stats very skewed as well. Toledo, it looks like they controlled this game. The score very indicative of how the game ended up being today.
No, very much so. And even so, they had 4 shifts on that last power play with about 45 seconds left. So you take those away, the shots are looking a little bit more like 34-16. Toledo really carried the game tonight. And you know what? There were so many multi-point efforts. They truly earned this victory as a full unit.
And there you go. IBEW Local 245, 3 stars. Oren Centazzo, one of those guys that had the big night tonight point-wise with 3 assists. Brandon Hawkins, couple of goals. He now leads Toledo with 22. He's 1 off of the league lead in that regard as well. And he is the ECHL leader in points right now. Only man over 50 in the league in points. And Conlon Keenan, with a 3-goal hat trick, ends up being the #1 star. He's up to 17 goals now for Conlon Keenan. So congratulations. Big night. Toledo sweeps the 3 stars, and they get the win today by a final score of 9-1.
Yeah, big offensive outburst, right? They needed it, like you talked about, only having 5 goals over the last 4 games. They were ready to just kind of burst out, and they obviously did tonight, getting a big 9-goal performance.
Yeah, they certainly did. All right, Toledo will be back home next weekend. 3 in a row, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, as they take on the Norfolk Admirals, coming right here at the Huntington Center. You can get your tickets now at ToledoWalleye.com. That's going to do it for us here at the Huntington Center on this Sunday evening, wrapping it up for this storm weekend, and it was outstanding. For my broadcast partner, Simone Denny, my name is Matt Milzak, and for our entire crew, once again, your final score, the Toledo Storm 9 and the Cincinnati Cyclones 1. Good night, everyone.